I don't know if we're on or not, or we might be. And you know what? I have a phone here. I can always log on and look and see if there's something live happening. That might be a good way to do it.
Yeah, let's have a look.
We could we could crash the internet, you know.
There's nothing on your channel. What about on Dr. Gilmore's channel?
Yeah, let's have a look on yours. Where are you? This is on vignettes, isn't it? You're doing it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It shows we're live.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, we're live.
Are we?
Will that be on? Is it having a look? Or?
We're live on my channel.
Not showing here.
Oh my gosh!
We got pictures, both of you. Okay, so you're on. Can you see it? You should be able. Okay,
yeah,
so if you
there's a delay, isn't there?
Yeah, but you can follow along at least. So we got Amanda. Hello, Amanda. Okay, gotta watch out for echo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn the volume down.
Hi, Karen.
It's not showing. I can't put it on my phone.
Yeah, you're getting a high Sue, so we're
Hello. I'm gonna have to follow on.
I'm gonna jump up and turn on another light here.
Okie dokes. Hey, Amanda. So I'll be able to hear it through yours.
Not on mine.
It will be.
It's not.
Are you on vignettes?
No.
No, you're not.
Back. Hi, Karen.
Oh, I haven't got that.
Now that's interesting. These are giving me an option to add to broadcast. I'm clicking one of them.
Right. C-I-N-G.
Hi, Phyllis.
What is it called?
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay. So if I click add to broadcast, then see, it comes up. Can you see Wink?
Well, we can see on mine, but there's a delay.
What's interesting about this program is it's actually allowing me to, if I add somebody to broadcast, or I guess if I see a comment I like, I can click on it and it'll pop up on. Like, here's Phyllis. Watch this. Hi, Phyllis. Wink, man. How you doing, buddy? Wait, here's a high wink
it's
for
very,
you.
very exciting.
There's about a 30-second delay, I think.
There is. I just need to give me that, and I'll type vignettes in for you.
I can't imagine there'd be a delay since, let's see, the Skype is coming from UK. It's coming over here. Then we're then we're adding the two videos together, and then we're uploading it to live to somewhere in California for YouTube, and then it's broadcasting back across the planet to you. I think 30 seconds is probably pretty good.
Yeah, I think, that is actually probably pretty good, actually.
That's the one I'm subscribed to.
No, I'm having a trouble spelling vignettes.
Hi, Vicky. All right, so I'm 100% convinced, Sue, that you can get this program and that we should be able to link them.
Yeah, I think we should be able to.
Because you should be able to see these same messages. Hi, Ellie. She said hi to all of us.
Hi, Ellie. Hey, Ellie. Ellie.
We got the
We've
Debs.
got it open on about 4 devices at this end.
We got the Debs.
Oh, Debbie's doing a cool hello. And I think you're ahead of me, aren't you?
I wonder if I can drag that. That would be over on your side. Now it can be in the middle. I don't think it matters.
You'll have to have a look. Ecamm live demo, it says on the top of it all.
You know what I don't get on this that I do get when I usually use the live feature on YouTube is the number of people in and that kind of thing. I don't have a clue. So
there's lots of things we don't have a clue about.
hi, Vicky.
Oh, I'm in time with that one now. Hi, Karen.
Yeah, you got that. There we go.
Yeah, I got that.
It's better. Deb says, ha ha.
Ha ha. Yeah, I'm getting that at the same time. Karen says 15.
Okay, see, I don't know. So we should get more, but we'll see. It's a Thursday night. What are we up against? Thursday night football or something? Who knows?
It says there's 15 in the chat. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah. So
that's really cool.
Did you fast today?
Me?
Yes, you.
No, I didn't fast today because when I spoke to you yesterday, you said I should wait till I got completely better. I was properly healed before I started doing that.
That's right. We did say we got a Winkleton on here.
Yeah, Winks. Yeah, he was there and he's gone off outside now.
Hi, Phyllis. I'm doing well, thank you. We got another one there.
Hi, Debs.
Okay, so I'm well. I started out. The DW just ran an errand. She went to get me some medicine. This has gone on too long. I was literally up all night last night coughing, just convincing myself that this is ridiculous. I should be over this by now. And I'm not, and I'm getting patients in that have had it for 2 weeks, and so I'm starting to be a little more aggressive with antibiotics with them. So I got one of the other practitioners in the office to go ahead and write me a prescription. So the DW just took Abby, and they ran off to go do a little shopping and pick up some medicine for me. So I'm actually going to start some medicine tonight and see if I can't get a better night's sleep. But I actually woke up in the middle of the night to have to get NyQuil and had to get up several times just in having coughing spasms and fits and just awful. Again, I don't feel sick. I didn't sleep well. I mean, that's pretty rotten if you want to know the truth, not to get a good night's sleep. I'm a fan of a good night's sleep, I tell you what. But I've been able to continue working and getting everything done, that's for sure. So I guess I couldn't complain about that. Looks like let's see. Went really fast through. Okay, I wish there was a way that once I clicked on this, it would stay up on there. Thanks, Debs. I am sounding a little bit better. So hopefully I'll get through this quicker now because I'm going to take some medicines and get well hopefully by the weekend. I'm just done with this being up all night coughing business. It's for the birds, you know.
What is going on with your eyebrow?
That's my way of saying this is for the birds. That's the bird flapping there.
That is insane. That's insane eyebrow action.
Hey, so all of you watching, you have to understand that only 30 minutes ago we decided to test this program, which would allow us to use Skype to both be on the screen at the same time so we could talk together and have fun.
Yeah.
I don't know
and I think you've done pretty well. Well, you have. I've just sat here being a test dummy.
Yeah, I know you're not. So, Vicky, I don't know if I can take NyQuil with my meds, but I'm going to. So, I don't know. Oh, goodness. So, a busy day. I did do one video today. I did some trigger point injections for a patient nicknamed No-No. So I don't know if that's made it up on the main channel yet or not, but I tried to get some other interesting videos in earlier this week just to give some people some variety of different things to look at. So if you guys want to comment on any of those or have questions about any of those, you can. If you want to if you want to ask Sue how she's doing, we can do that. We're going to talk about any part of that whole process. We can certainly do that. And or we can hang out here and talk about fasting. I'll tell you my experience today. I have not been successful today. I started out. Yes, I know, but I have a great excuse, and I really want to look. When I fast,
tell me.
I'm hardcore when it comes to fasting. Okay, I will fast, and usually, I'm I stick with it. But today we had a pharmaceutical rep, one of my favorites, super nice lady. She brings us great medications for our COPD and asthma patients, okay? She gives us lots of samples, and she's wonderful. And they ordered ahead of time. The staff got together and ordered, and I guess they didn't realize it was Thursday, my fasting day, because one of them ordered specially for me this amazing portobello mushroom burger sandwich thing. And there it is sitting there, and I'm fasting, and she's sitting there going, we got you this special meal. And I'm like, thank you. I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
I could not do it. I mean, I haven't eaten anything since. But this thing, I mean, it was as close to chowing down on a quarter-pound burger as you can get and still be vegan. It was absolutely fabulous. I ate it, and I said, this is my fasting day, but I don't care. Since you were so kind, I'm eating it. So, but I won't eat anything else, and so it's not a real fast for me today, but I need to get my calculator out and find out how many stone I am today.
You're catching on with the stone
this
thing,
is happening, yes.
Everyone was laughing in the hospital when I was talking about stone. They just thought it was hysterical.
I'm 14.4 stone right now.
14.4 stone.
I'm 14.4 stone, so, my goal.
That's good. How tall are you?
6'1", sometimes 6'1.5". It depends on what time of day.
Right. I thought you'd be taller than that. That's funny. You look taller than you are then.
Thank you.
Not that it isn't tall. It's tall, but I thought you might be taller than that. But that's cool. That's a good weight for your height.
Yeah, it is. I'm not bad. My body mass index is right at a 26. I should be under 25. I really need to give it a little push and do a 7-day fast or something and get there. So here's a question for you. Can you read that? From Vicky?
Right, from Vicky. Yeah, just to let everyone know that the questions I'm seeing here, I've got my iPad up, are about 15, 20 seconds delay from our conversation. So just to let you know that. Vicky asked about my stitches, wasn't it? Can my stitches come out sooner? Well, I posted a video up. It should have uploaded, actually. They're quite grown over at the moment, but I'm waiting for Dr. Patel to come back to me. He said 3 weeks, so I've sent him a couple of pictures, but I'm not sure if I've got his right email address because I'm surprised I haven't heard back from him. So perhaps I should give him a call tomorrow, give his offices a call and see if they've got my emails.
I'm going to go to bed.
Wink's going to bed, everyone.
What?
I know, he's a lightweight.
We're just getting started here, Wink.
I've got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, you got some decorating to do.
Darling, stay.
You got decorating
I've got
to
him
do.
by the beard. It's all right. He's not going anywhere.
All right. Good night, buddy.
Good night,
See you
sweetheart.
later.
So I think they might come out a little bit earlier than 3 weeks because it's quite well knitted together.
I think I can shut it.
And no, I want it open because I want the light.
Okay.
That's why. Because it's very dark. We have a very dark lounge. No, leave the light on. That's it. Okay. Night, darling. He's very distracting. So, let me have a look at that. Any more comments? Watermelon mushrooms. It does seem long, but there was a reason. Dr. Patel, because I can't just pop down the road and see him, he wanted to make sure he would rather have the stitches in longer rather than taking them out when he might have done if I was down the road from him and there being an issue because he wouldn't be able to fix it because I'm so far away. So that's why we're leaving it so long. What do you think on that?
I think you're getting real close to where they can come out if you want to know the truth. And I think the longer you leave those stitches in at this point, the more likely you are to have an even larger scar than you're going to because those are pretty thick stitches. That's some heavy thread. And, you're going to get some cross stitching in the stitch. I mean, in the scar. So.
Well, maybe if you have a look at the photo, it's on the back of my latest video, obviously not now, but I can ping a picture across to you. And in fact, I could do that, couldn't I?
You could. You could just do it right now if you want.
I could do it just right now, except it's on my phone, the picture. So let me Right, I'm just going to come off this and go onto my channel on... Oh, no, I know I could do it. No, I have to do it like this. Right, I get there eventually, everyone. I get there eventually, everyone. So, right, I'm just going to see if I can send that to you and you can have a look.
Okay, you just want to email it over?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
That's fine.
Hang on a second. Stop. Right, that is a good screenshot. I'm going to send you now. Okay, and then we can all decide right now how far away you think it is. Okay, done. Save. Right, okay. I am very impressed. I'm being very impressed here. Right. Pictures. All photos. Where is my photo from today? Here it is. Okay, send. Email. Doctor. Right, I'm sending a blank email.
Okay.
In fact, that was before my shower, so I'm going to send you another one as well, since I'm being technically supersonic right here now. I'm just showing off.
Okay, I just got an email. I wonder who that might be from.
Ooh, I wonder. Right, I'm going to send you a second one, and this was after my shower, and one of the scabs has washed off. Scabs. Sounds very scabby, doesn't it?
Well, it sounds a little scabby. I admit that.
It's not really the kind of thing a lady would really like to describe herself as, but I have to say it is a bit scabby. Right, so this is after the shower, and you'll see in the middle that one of the scabs has fallen off. See, there's that word again. It's obviously Scabby Sue to Dr.
I think this looks... I think these stitches are ready to come out.
Really?
I do.
I mean, if you look at the bit, I don't know whether, actually, yeah, I have to go back to.
I'm going to see if I can put this picture up for everybody, but I want to answer a question real quick. Somebody asked, Karen,
okay.
Gonzo's doing well. She had a little trouble. She had to go back into the hospital for a day or so, but she's back home with baby and baby Gonzo, baby Jack Gonzo. I don't know. I'm trying to adopt that child. Is absolutely adorable and doing very, very well. So she said she's going to be ready to do a video with us next week. So look for that. And Gummy Jean was given permission to come back to work, but she can't stand for more than 2 hours at a time. So she got back in touch with her neurosurgeon, who said that she needs to give it another week before she can go 4 hours at a time. So that's how they're all doing. Go to the end of the video. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's a way to get this in here. There ought to be a way. Okay, so now I do see we have 26, I think, in the room. Okay. I want to be Grandpa Jack. I really do. Actually, I'm going to see if, I want to see. So they've already decided that the DW is going to be Gigi. I want to be Uncle Jack, I think. I'm not sure. I really haven't decided.
Uncle Jack. That's really cute.
Let me see if this thing will let me pull a video file up.
You could be JJ. Gigi and JJ.
Gigi and JJ? That would be okay with me.
That would be cool.
It would be. So it's not letting me do a JPEG. Or it didn't get it or something. I'm going to try again.
Shall I hold the picture up to my screen? Does that work?
Yeah, that actually works pretty well. Yeah. Actually, back up just a little bit. Back it up just a little bit, and then move to your left.
Right, left.
Yeah, and back up a little bit more. Yeah, I think you can see there's a lot of good healing in there. I think those stitches are ready. I would let me just advise you. I think tomorrow, get Wink to remove. Let's see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. get him to remove the one on the one on each end and one of the ones in the middle, and leave the other two for support for another day or two, and then we'll take those out.
Really?
Yeah, I really think you can do that.
I'm really excited,
Hey,
but
look.
I'm also
Hey, look!
scared.
I put it up. Can you guys see that? Can you see? Yeah. No. Look on the feed.
Hang on. Sorry. Yeah, because I'm.
See if you can see it. Is it on the feed, or is it just overlaying the? See, I can't tell if it's actually in the feed or if it's overlaying the feed.
It's the feed is just like that at the moment. That's what I can see.
Ah.
I'm also a participant. Transatlantic Sisterhood. Time to snip.
Karen,
Christine's up for the snip.
you guys are saying you can see it. Yes, it's under you, Sue. They're saying they can see it.
Yeah, I can see. That's my delay. That's just come up.
Oh
now.
my goodness. Okay, so everybody else. I'll leave it up there a minute. I'm gonna make it a little bit. See if I can make it a little smaller. Maybe. No, it won't let me. Yeah, it is. There it is. I'll leave it right there. Yeah, it's kind of an overlay. I moved it off to the side a little bit, so it should pop up for you. You really are on a delay. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a real. That's why I can't. That's why I just wanted to say that. So although we're chatting and it's probably on your feed live because everybody's reacting.
Yeah.
It's a while. It's about 20. Well, actually, it's probably about 30 seconds. That's what Wink said.
I think what's happening is we are so we're hearing you, and then it is it's going back out over on YouTube Live, and then everybody else is seeing it before you.
Yeah.
Reply.
Oh, your overlays just come up.
It is. I knew you'd get it. I knew you'd get it eventually.
Eventually. We're a bit slow here in the UK, as you know.
Don't ask me how I did that.
We like our cysts to simmer for 70, 80 days. And our overlays to take 100 hours to come up. Oh, yeah. But yes, it is really a delay, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this software. It seems to be working pretty well.
It's really good, isn't it? It's really good.
So I got to tell you something. What was the name of that breathing you told me to try?
The Wim Hof. W-I-M Hof. H-O-F.
I kept calling it the Wink Sue breathing. But I got to tell you something. I did it, and it was really an interesting feeling. I did it, and when I was at the end, and you hold that last breath, I'm like, I can go on and on with this. This is not bothering me, you know. And as a reformed asthma patient, right, that was really remarkable. But I did the breathing, and I did it, and I realized what's happening, and the reason you get the tingling is you go into a condition called hypocarbia. You're blowing out all of your carbon dioxide, okay? And when you do that, it gives you a euphoric kind of feeling.
Yes.
That's where that's coming from. And so you're hyper-oxygenated, but you're hypo-CO2. And so it makes your body feel weird. And so then when you blow that all out, or you take that breath and you hold it, your body, you're not going to get that desire to breathe again until your carbon dioxide levels build up, because that's what drives our urge to breathe, is the carbon dioxide levels. So if you blow all that off, you can sit there for a moment. You're not going to feel like you need to breathe. It's really interesting. Yeah. But you can pass out. And that's why I watched one video. The guy says, don't do this in water or in the bathtub. And they're right, because you could actually not breathe. I mean, so you definitely, if you're going to do it, if you're going to do the Sue Wink breathing, you absolutely need to not be in the water.
No, you need to be laying down, or some people like to do it sitting up, like in a meditation position, but you can actually get lightheaded and fall back. So to have, pillows around you. But I did it just hands by my side, laying down. In fact, we're all laying in a field, beautiful weather it was. And it was really, really good. But the thing that was really interesting, we did this, the last day we got up really, really early to do it in the tent because the weather wasn't going to be so good that day. so that we could be close to each other. So our kind of feet were all fanning around. There was about 30 of us, because even though you take in a really deep breath, like a large man like you'll have bigger lungs than a tiny lady. So the smaller people breathe quicker and the bigger people breathe slower. But when you all start breathing, the person that kind of counts everybody in sees that we all start breathing exactly in the same time.
Yeah.
And the first time we did it, because when you need to take another breath, you just take another breath, and he starts timing you from when you let it all out for the last time, and then you just don't breathe again. Right. And it was over 2.5 minutes before any of us took a breath.
Wow, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because ordinarily that would be uncomfortable to do, to try to go that long without breathing. But if you do the exercise, then it's just sort of like, no problem.
Yeah, you're full of oxygen and you're
take a drink, whatever.
Yeah. It's really incredible. So, how did you feel after you tried it? After the feeling went away,
I can't say I really noticed a whole lot, to be honest. I'll try it again, though. I mean, it was late. I was tired, but I did try it, and I did notice it quite a bit. And we should do it together one of these days, but it'd be fun to do. But I didn't really notice a whole lot once that kind of tingling thing went away, and I was back into my normal breathing again. I felt about the same. So. Yeah. Maybe I need to do it more than once to get, a more prolonged effect. That may be my situation. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they recommend, the guy that taught us how to do it is, he was waiting for his certificate to be a Wim Hof breathing kind of tutor, because, there's a bit more to it, but, he does it every morning. As soon as he wakes up, he does, I think 4 rounds of breathing before he gets up, because you fills your body full of oxygen, all your mitochondria. Is that it?
Mitochondria.
Is that it? Is that
mitochondria, which we discussed recently, was completely matriarchal lineage, right?
That's it.
Remember that?
That's it. The little thing in the middle of all the cells that needs oxygen to do its job as efficiently as possible. So I think the research says that there's some real long-term benefits from it. So you, with your special doctor brain, rather than me with my layman's brain trying to just gather information in my life, have a look at the research, because it will tick boxes that for me I go, oh, I don't know what that means. Google that. All right. What's the next thing? Google. And you'll just be going ding, ding, ding.
I think it's interesting how in our world and in our own minds that everything that we process, we filter through our own kind of these lenses that we make for ourselves, right? And so everything that's scientific or medical related, it's got to go through all of the filters that my mind is gonna say, okay, wait a minute, yes, no, check, maybe, all right, I can buy that, this is okay, because so much that's out there is really not real science, it's pseudoscience, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. And that's what I tell people, like you and I, we've talked a lot about probiotics, right? And when I look at that from a science standpoint, I say, okay, there's some evidence, otherwise. But I see a lot of people out there that do well with probiotics. And so there's something there we may be missing. It's just like years ago when people first started taking fish oil, and we're talking about 30 years ago, this idea that we should take fish oil, that we should increase omega-3s. And that was really started out as a pseudoscience, just saying, okay, we look at these people that are in these different areas and they seem to be healthier. Why? And then we started taking fish oil long before we got the research that said, hey, this is probably healthy. That ratio of omega-6s and omega-3 to omega-6 is actually very important. So, that turned out to be okay. But even if it hadn't, it wasn't harmful, So, you take a lot of it and say, okay, what's real, what's not real. And so, here's this breathing idea. Okay, could this really energize me? Could this really help me better oxygenate myself, and as a result, could it slow the aging process, right? Could it slow the wrinkling process in the skin? Could it actually increase my alertness level, make me mentally sharper during the day and those kinds of things? I don't know, but it's certainly worth trying, and I don't see that it would be harmful. So why not, right?
And it's really relaxing, and it's really relaxing. I was doing it all the time when I first learnt it, but it's like the first time I did it, that night, that was the first time I felt my cyst start to, and I was thinking, well, this bed's really hard and I've got a really soft topper on my mattress. I thought, well, maybe it's because I've never slept on a really hard mattress. But of course, obviously that wasn't the case. And it is very detoxifying. It's a very detoxifying process. So, they talked about, for example, if you'd broken your ankle, let's say, and that kind of hurts when it's cold or whatever, because we don't deep breathe, because we shallow breathe. Yeah. We don't get as much oxygen into our body as we're actually designed to. We don't actually use our full lung capacity and fill our whole diaphragms full of oxygen when we breathe in. And this is a process where you do. So it sends oxygen to every corner of your body. So it will send a strong flow of oxygen to that injury, and then that helps it to recover better. So it's supposed to be very detoxifying. So I think if you have a little bit more of a read up from it, you'll probably find a lot more benefits other than it feeling nice and being relaxing, because it does do stuff. And they've done, it was all medically, Wim Hof found out about it. He took it into a hospital, into a clinical environment with medical professionals, and they thrashed it out with people all wired up to see what actually was going on. So I think it's a really good thing, but I stopped doing it because I felt my body was detoxing so fast. My cyst was growing bigger and bigger and everything was falling off me. And I just thought, whoa, let's just take it back a bit. So yeah, it's something that I'm going to start doing as soon as my stitches are out. Yeah. Along with a lot of other things.
Yeah, right.
So that'll be tomorrow nearly.
Yeah, so good. Let's see, mercury in the fish. No. Okay, so that is a great question by Karen. I want to answer this question, so I'm going to pop it up on here. First of all, this is not a stupid question, Karen. It's a really important question, and most of the important people, most of the important manufacturers of fish oil do a very good job of removing any heavy metals, including mercury, and there are other heavy metals that can be toxic as well. So I think if you're buying your fish oil from a reputable dealer, I don't think you need to worry about the mercury. But if you're eating a lot of wild fish, if you're eating a lot of Pacific Ocean fish, you need to be careful about mercury, and you need to be. And this is another one that people they don't understand either. Is they think that if the fish is farm raised, that somehow it's healthier, and that's not necessarily true, because you have the runoff from a lot of agriculture that ends up in these ponds where they raise the fish. So I think that if you go online and you read about how much fish you should eat, what's a safe level. First of all, pregnant women should never eat ocean fish. They simply shouldn't eat it because of the mercury levels. And I think other individuals are guided not to eat it more than, say, once a week or so. So, night, Kate. I think that if you're getting it, for example, we sell it on our meta-7.com. We have a very reliable manufacturer that tests for all those things. And we have the Heart Smart product, which is a fish oil product. And I used to take it. I don't take it anymore. I used to take it when I was eating animal products, but since I no longer eat animal products, I don't have an omega-3 deficiency anymore, and so I don't need to do that. The real problem is with most land-based animal products, you get too much omega-6, which is highly inflammatory, and the omega-3 helps mitigate that risk. So there's a ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 that you want to look for. Anyway, so that's not a stupid question, and you always want to be on the lookout for toxic pesticides, mercury, things like that, heavy metals in the food. Does eating fish increase inflammation? Okay, so eating, and the answer to answer that question is compared to what? If we talk about eating fish versus eating pork, it's better. If you talk about eating fish versus eating asparagus, it's not better. All right? So,
Hurrah for plant-based.
how's that? Did I do okay with your answer? Y'all let me know. I think we're boring people. Let's see. Oh, no, we have 35. Okay, we're managed to keep the late night crowd going here.
Yeah, we're going. We're going.
You're welcome, Karen. You're welcome. Last week or the other day we went on for 2 hours. I mean, we had just tons of questions. We were talking diabetes. We were talking all kinds of things. It was really so long that I think there's probably only been 20 people that watched the video because it was an hour and 45 minutes long. We just went on and on. But it was really a great talk. It was really fun to go over a lot of things.
Yeah, it was great. I found it the next day, and I just walked around the house doing my chores, listening to it and looking at the questions. It was really entertaining.
I'm glad you liked it. I do.
It was good. It was good. Kate actually asked, when are you coming to the UK to visit us?
Yes, I saw that. I tried to say I'd love to go, and here I put on here. There it is. I'd love to go. Really want to see Scotland because you described it so majestically.
Yes.
And for years I've always wanted to go to Scotland. I think my heritage is probably Scottish. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, Gilmore.
Yeah, Gilmore. Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah, of course. You probably have a tartan.
Good night, Darla. Thanks for stopping in. I think we need to make a trip. I do. I'd love to go. I wouldn't mind that 9-hour nonstop. I don't
Yeah.
like to fly. I don't enjoy flying, but I would go.
Oh, you should absolutely go. Scotland is it's just amazing. I lived in Edinburgh for 5 years and it's stunning. It's like nothing that you have in Texas.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's like, I don't know, the land before land became land. It's the mountains as you go up to the highlands are so big and the cottages are so small. They look like ants, and you think it's just awe-inspiring. It really is.
I would love to see it. I really would.
Yeah.
I would love to
Well,
see it.
should. The best way to actually get one of those I would love to go to actually done?
Can
you guess?
Book a flight?
Well, yeah, that really helps. But you put a date in your diary.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, you just go, right, we're coming in, blah, blah, blah. And then you just put it in your diary. And then it's set in stone. Yeah. So, yeah, it would be lovely. I'd love to show you some of Scotland. And, of course, you'd have to come and see London as well.
Oh, I would like that, too. I would definitely like that, too. And I think it'd be a great trip. And who knows, maybe we can make it happen. We've got a lot of things that are kind of happening this next year since Abby finishes her school at the end of this next, the spring semester. And so she'll be changing schools. So we've got a lot of things we're looking at there with her, getting her into a Star Academy and a school that actually she'll begin to earn college credit as a 9th grader. So she'll actually get a big head start on college education. So we're working on that and possibly either relocating. We've got a desire to live a little bit closer to the coast. So we're talking about doing that. And so we've got some other things that we're thinking about doing, but I'm sure we'll find a time to do some travel. We only have Abby with us just for a few more years. I mean, she's going to turn 15 this next summer, so we've only got maybe 3 good years, and then she'll be off to college, and well, I'll be sad, but that's the way it is, right? That's how it goes.
It goes fast. 2 more years with Finian, and yeah, you only have 18 summers with your children.
It's true,
and they go fast, don't they? They do go fast.
They do. she wants to go out on the boat this weekend, and I told her I would take her if weather permitting. And so we just saw the weather report. We're supposed to get chilly, and for us that's Fahrenheit versus centigrade. We'll be down into the 40s. And it's supposed to be a bit rainy and drizzly, so it may not be that nice. But she says, I don't care. I want to go, and I want to go fishing. So if she still wants to go, I'm taking her. And we'll go down further south than where we went out when we did the boat break-in thing. And I'll take her fishing. We went fishing this last weekend. I caught a couple of sand trout, and we let them go. And my brother caught a blue crab. And my other friend Bryce that went with us, he didn't catch anything, so he was really disappointed. But we talked with some other anglers that were out for the weekend, and nobody was catching much. And we've had so much rain here. As you know, when you were here, it rained almost every day a little bit.
Yeah.
What happens, all that fresh water ends up in the bay, and it affects the fishing, so they don't seem to want to bite. But Abby wants to go fishing, and I've got a pole for her and everything. So if she wants to go, I will take her out there. Even if I'm coughing up half a lung doing it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, no, that's really good. There's no such thing as bad weather. There's just a bad attitude and bad clothing. So if you've got the right clothes and the right attitude, it won't matter what the weather will be.
That's true.
That's what, when you live in Scotland, you have to have that attitude because, if you don't like the weather, you wait 20 minutes and you get something completely different. That's how it is. But, that's a hell of a swing round, isn't it? Because it was 80 degrees when we were out.
2 days ago, we were in the upper 90s.
And then down to 40.
And now we're going to be all the way down to 40 degrees by tomorrow. We had a little cold front that came through. Let's see. So yesterday we were in the upper 90s. Today we were in the 70s. And tomorrow we should be in the 50s. And then maybe even into the 40s on Saturday. So
that is a big swing. I mean, That's a huge thing to adjust to, isn't it? From one day to the next.
Okay, so they're not understanding your time.
Right, that's midnight. That's midnight, 00:29 or something.
That's military time. That's
is it? Yeah. You don't understand that.
You don't understand military time?
I do.
Yes. Okay.
I do, but you were saying they weren't understanding my time. So yeah, it is the morning, but it's the very, very early, wee small hours of midnight.
Right.
So it's not daytime here in the UK at the moment.
Now, did you all do a daylight savings time of some kind? Did you adjust your time?
Yeah, we did. It actually happened on the Sunday that we left Texas.
Okay.
So we weren't really affected by it like normal because we were all over the place with our time zones anyway. But yeah, we did. We did it. You did it the week after us, I think. You did it last Sunday, didn't you?
Right. Yeah. So we're finally 6 hours apart again. We were just 5 there for a while, so we're 6 hours apart now. In Okinawa, hey Ryan. So it's 9:30 a.m. tomorrow.
In Japan. Whoa.
So
that's ahead, isn't it?
Yeah. You're tomorrow. For me, you're tomorrow. I'm still yesterday for you. And for Ryan, I'm still yesterday, and he's tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's good. You get a bit more of today to do.
I got more today to go still. It's
over
for you. Yeah. It's all yesterday. It's in the books.
It's all yesterday. Yeah. It's totally all gone. Go. What's this? Quad cities here and then the other side of the state. Quad cities in Eurodice, other side of the state. Oh, right, okay, that Debs is saying about somewhere where she is. So we've got 27. You still got 27 online.
Yep. Okay, so we have Dinner Diva Divine. Dr. G, what days do you fast? Is it just for health reasons? I fast on Mondays and Thursdays, and yes, just for health reasons. I do it because I am a food addict. I like to eat, and my body would be very happy if I would put the 50 pounds back on that I lost since February. And for me, one of the ways that I maintain my weight and maintain some semblance of control over my desire to eat things is by saying no to food 2 days a week, and I pick Mondays and Thursdays because they're it splits the week out, it splits it in half. It allows me to still go out to dinner on Friday or Saturday night without interrupting anybody's meal plans. And I do a full fast. I eat Sunday evening. I don't eat at all on Monday, and then I'll eat again on Tuesday morning. So it's not just one of these you do 24 hours where you eat Sunday night and then you stay up late Monday and you get to eat. I go ahead and make sure I go to sleep hungry. And the truth is after you get to doing it for a few times, it's not that bad. It's not that difficult to do. For example, today I did eat at lunch. I had that portobello mushroom burger just out of courtesy to the rep that brought it for me. But outside of that, I've eaten nothing today, and I'm not hungry. But had I not eaten that, I would also not feel hungry. Sometimes, though, occasionally I will get a little bit of a hunger pang that'll last about 20 minutes. I can drink some water, and usually it'll go away. So it's not really a big deal. So for me, it's a matter of maintaining weight and kind of staying on top of my food addiction that I have. You can be addicted to alcohol and you can quit. You can be addicted to tobacco and you can quit. You can be addicted to a lot of things and you can quit. And you can walk away and you can never touch them again. But if you're a food addict, you don't have that option. So I think food addiction is a very different animal just because of that, because you can't just say no to food. We have to eat, and so you really have to exert a lot of self-control. You learn to see food in a different light. We learn to stop eating for pleasure. We learn to eat just for sustenance. And that's where it becomes difficult for me, because if I get in front, as Sue can testify, if I get in front of some really hot rolls, I'm digging in, as we did. So it's hard to do. Can a diabetic? So
are you really a real food addict? You medically you would class yourself as addicted to food?
I would. And
really?
Yes, I would. I do. I think that anybody that eats for purposes other than health has an addiction issue with food, and I think most of America is addicted to cheap calories. We just like to eat. We find it comforting. We eat for reasons other than health and nutrition, and when you start doing that, then it becomes an addict. And then you start talk to people that I tell people I'm not eating today, I'm fasting, and they look at me like, how can you do that? Because they don't skip meals. Because if they start to skip a meal, they feel terrible. They go through withdrawal. They go through real withdrawal by doing that. And so that's a sign of an addiction. And a lot of people who, if they feel guilty, there's the old CAGE, C-A-G-E, and I don't remember what they all stand for, but this is what we used to use to help people decide if they had an addiction. One is, do they want to cut back? Do they get angry about it? Do they feel guilty when they do it? And then I don't remember what the E stands for, so call me bad. But basically, if you eat and then feel guilty that you ate, if you've been trying to cut back, i.e. dieting, right? If you get angry at yourself because you've eaten, right? That's it. And somebody can look up what the other letter stands for. But basically, when you're eating for reasons for compulsion, or you're eating for reasons other than because it's time to eat, because you need to eat for nutrition and health, then you're eating for the wrong reasons and it becomes an addiction. And then you can actually go through withdrawal. And that's what a lot of people do when they first start trying to go on a quote-unquote diet. They go through a withdrawal process, and that's why they fail, because they can work hard at it, but they continue to eat, and then they continue to eat for the wrong reasons, and then when they go off the diet, the weight all comes back plus 5 pounds. I mean, this has been proven over and over again. So this is one of the reasons why I find that the keto diet and these kind of diets can be so bad, because they're not sustainable diets. They're not healthy ways of eating for long periods of time. And even those that are proponents of those diets, they don't suggest you do them for long periods of time because they're not safe. Well, then I ask you the question, what are you actually doing? You're just trying to get a few pounds off, but you're not really learning to eat differently, to treat food differently, and to manage your lifestyle differently. So for me, what I've learned is over the course of the last 8 months or so is that for me to stay thin, I have to continue to work on this on a daily basis. That the battle doesn't go away, that I will overeat if I'm given the opportunity. So I have to make sure that that I stay cognizant of that problem, that I have a problem that I like to eat and I want to be bigger. And I don't need that extra weight. And I feel so much better, lighter. My numbers, my labs are all better. My blood pressure is better. I can breathe without inhalers. I mean, there's a huge thing right there, you know. I used to be on two
Really?
I used to be on 2 inhalers every day. I tell people this and they don't believe me, but it's true. In fact, I was on 2 inhalers every day. If I didn't use an inhaler, I couldn't carry on a conversation like this where I could speak for long periods of time without having to stop to breathe. Now, I have some damage to my lungs from long-term inflammation, but it turns out, in my case, that all resulted from consumption of animal products. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
So my blood pressure, cholesterol, and my respiratory system have benefited amazingly by adopting a vegan diet. Now I realize not everybody can do it, and it's not easy for me to do it, and it's not easy for you. And I know you're a vegan for the most part, but for me, it's so new for me that I really have to be strict about it because I don't want to slip into that. I'm just going to have burgers on Fridays things, and then it's going to be bacon every now and then, and before you know it,
doesn't work. Slipping off it.
I'll be right back with it again. So I want to answer Barbara's question here. Can a diabetic fast safely? There are 2 kinds of diabetics, Barbara. I need to know, are you talking about a type 1 diabetic or are you talking about a type 2 diabetic? If you're talking about a type 1 diabetic, the answer is no. You can't safely fast with type 1 diabetes unless you have a lot of medical experience and you know how to really adjust your insulin correctly, because if you fast with type 1 diabetes, you have to really adjust your insulin. So I'm going to say the word safely would be questionable if you're a type 1. If you're a type 2 diabetic, you absolutely can fast safely. The thing that you have to be careful about with type 2 diabetes medications is whether or not you're on what we call a sulfonylurea, or a medication that's designed to increase insulin production by the pancreas. The good thing is that these days most of us who are treating diabetics or type 2 diabetics, we're getting away from using those medications that actually cause the pancreas to produce more insulin. So if you're on metformin or Actos, for example, or you're on Jardiance or Invokana, or you're on, and there's lots of them, you could throw out names, but most of these medications are very safe, and you can fast, for long periods of times if you want. I think if you're a type 2 diabetic and you want to fast, it would be handy to have a glucometer just to check your glucose readings and make sure that you're staying in safe ranges. But I can tell you that most of the newer medications will not allow you to get hypoglycemic. You won't get too low. So I hope that helps. We got an idiot in here, and I don't know if I can block using this. Yeah, I unfortunately, but I might be able to go onto YouTube. Let me see if I can get onto YouTube onto this feed somehow. Without messing it up. If I mess it up, you guys are just...
I've blocked him.
I did it.
I've blocked him.
I blocked him too.
Yeah.
I did it. It wasn't that hard to do.
No.
Thank you, Christine. I blocked him. I just have a low tolerance for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, Seeker. Nice to see you this evening. Good.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thank you, Karen. So we're just hanging out. We're talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. We're talking about health and nutrition. We're talking about fasting. We're talking about Sue Wink breathing techniques.
You're so funny.
I'll learn it. We're talking about any kind of medicine things you want to talk about. You want to talk about stuff that we are involved in, and so jump in if you want to. If you don't, you can just hang out with us. We're just having fun. Sue is doing very well with her, let's see, eye opener. Oh yeah, that's the last one. Cut down, annoyed, guilty, and eye opener. Deb's all right. She gets to make the broadcast. So eye opener. So some people who are food addicts, they can't really function till they get up and they've got that first meal, and that's the truth. And I like me some scrambled eggs and bacon in the morning. I'll tell you, I'll do it.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but I would sure do it. We used to have chickens. We had about 50 chickens. It would be nothing for me to have scramble up 5 eggs for breakfast. And if I was really fortunate, I'd get some cheese in there too, and get a nice salty, cheesy egg with pepper and. Oh, Seeker. Oh, hang on a second, Sue. Here you go. This one's for you.
Where? Yes, Seeker, I have. It is in the process. We've been having a chat this week, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
We have indeed, and I am going to become a distributor for it in the UK. So at the moment, we're just sorting out the best way to get the products to the UK. So I will be setting up an Amazon. I'll be putting them on Amazon UK, so you can order them and not have to pay all the import tax that we get when we order something from America in the UK. So that cuts a huge cost out. They'll just be posted locally, and I'll also be able to post out to Europe as well. So that'd be really good. And I'm also looking into Square. Another. If you're not happy to use Amazon, there's another way that you can buy them directly from me, and I'll ship them out to you. So we're just working out the logistics between us, aren't we?
We are, and in fact, the DW is going to be working on looking at what the best carrier is going to be to deliver to you. But the biggest thing is being able to avoid that super high VAT that was being added on to the individual orders. And I think a lot of people, once they ordered and we shipped over, they got sticker shock when they got to the post office because they had this big tax that was added. And unfortunately, it was out of our control. But by shipping to you on a wholesale basis, we can avoid a lot of that. And as you and I have talked about, so I think it's going to make it a lot less expensive than it was before. So I think that our Meta 7 customers are going to benefit. And we also have a new product, an improved product that we're going to be bringing out here very soon. It's a Cocoa Skin Plus, which is our new and improved hair, skin, and nails product, which we really like. And so we'll have a version of that you'll be able to handle as well. So that'll be, once we get the Meta 7 up and rolling, then we'll work on getting the Cocoa Skin Plus. And then we're coming out with a Bone Builder pack, and hopefully we'll be able to go with that one as well. So we'll take them one at a time and ease them in and get them available too. So for those that are interested in seeing that. And I think I did tell you that our editing folks said it would be perfectly fine if you wanted to use the little ad clips and things like that. Right? We talked about that, right? So they're okay with that. And so we're pretty excited about that. Getting that.
So I'll start putting those on the back of my YouTube videos so that my lovelies who are in the UK will be alerted that it's there. And I'll actually do a video saying it's now available. So we just need to work out how long it's taking for the products to come. And as soon as I know that I've got them here, so that when I get an order, I can ship them straight away, same day. Then I'll let y'all know in the UK and in Europe. So yeah, really excited about that. Really excited. VAT is a killer. Yeah, our VAT is 20%. And what happens with the import tax, which is supposed to be 2.9%, but actually it works out a lot more than that, is when you go to pick it up, you don't get a chance to just pay that. You go to the post office, and then the post office charge you £8, which is probably about $10.50 or something, just as an admin on top of it. So, yeah, it can certainly bolt on a lot of money to buying products from the UK, from the US in the UK. So that just chops all of that nonsense out, leave the government on the side, and make it affordable.
Yes, yes. So we are pursuing that, and that's going to be that'll help everybody out. It'll help Sue get a chance to earn some revenue on her channel, and it'll help make Meta7 less expensive for our fans and previous customers from UK. So I want to answer this question. I just put it up here from Jamie. You had 9 strokes and you take cumin. Will fasting mess with your INR? So the answer is maybe. Okay. So your doctor adjusts your INR based on your diet. If your diet contains a lot of green leafy vegetables or a lot of vitamin K, then your doctor is working around that. Okay, so you have to be careful. If you all of a sudden stop taking eating those vegetables or eating those kind of items, and then you go fast, it can affect your INR or your coumadin level. So this would be something that you could have to talk with your doctor about and make sure that they understand what you want to do and help guide you as to adjust your coumadin. The answer is yes, it will possibly mess with your INR, so be very careful. I have some patients on Coumadin that do fast, and they do just fine. So if your diet already is very low in vitamin K, then fasting is not going to be an issue. If your diet is high in vitamin K, then when you fast, you're going to drop that vitamin K level, and it's going to affect your INR. So you need to talk with your doctor about it and just make sure that you have a plan, and that's all. And if I had more information, then I could probably help, but I think that's probably something you should talk with your doctor about. So I'll leave it at that. Hope that's helpful. So it is possible. You're going to have to do a little bit more work because of the Coumadin. 9 strokes, that's awful.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's awful. Must have had you love your green leafy veggies. Yeah, they're healthy, but because of them, your doctor probably has you on more Coumadin than you would otherwise need. So if you drop them, that's going to make your INR shoot up. Okay, so yeah.
God. Hi, Kira. How you doing, sweetheart? Oh, it's so funny to see you all on here. Do you know what? I get withdrawal symptoms if I don't have green vegetables. I don't know what it is. It has to be green. I mean, I eat all colours of vegetables, but it's the first thing I eat on a plate is the green veg. I absolutely love them too. Good for you, Jamie.
Let's see. Do I have an opinion on? I think you mean CBD, cannabidiol for arthritis. My opinion is if it helps you, then it's safe. If it doesn't help you, you're wasting your money. I have some patients that use it and swear by it, and I have other patients that use it and have told me that it didn't do a thing for them. And I can tell you, I've used it when I was, having a lot of neck pain. It did not help me very much, if at all. All it did seem to do was make me tired. So I think there's a lot.
Love you too, Vicky.
And there's a lot of excitement about the potential for what marijuana can do in its many forms, and I think that's I think it's fine. I think I think it should be an option for people. I don't have a problem with it. People don't use marijuana and then jump in a car and go run over a family of 8 like they do with alcohol. I think it's much safer. I really do. I prefer, if people are going to use it, I prefer they use it in an edible form as opposed to smoking it, because smoking anything can lead to some lung problems. It actually does, from what I read. Now, this could be wrong, so I'm not going to swear by it, but my understanding is that it's actually more difficult for the lungs to clear out the marijuana smoke than cigarette smoke, but that may or may not be true, so don't quote me on that. Mm-hmm. But so what I tell people is, if you want to use it and it's safe and if legal in your area, that I saw it in Missouri. I saw that then try to use an edible, because I think it's probably safer. You need antibiotic for UTI. Does it make your brain go weird? I don't think so, Seeker. I don't. Kelly, are you asking a question? Deborah, I would agree also. Pill form is safe too. I would say it's probably safe. Okay, here we go. Kira. Fighting a UTI for over a week, Cipro is slow to help. So, if you have a UTI and your antibiotic is not working, then sometimes what that means is not the right antibiotic. That's number one. So hopefully your physician or provider took a culture on the urine and sent it off, and you should be getting a call usually after about 4 to 5 days to tell you whether that antibiotic was effective or not. When we treat a urinary tract infection, we start with an antibiotic immediately, even though we don't know if it's the right antibiotic. We make what we call an empiric decision, and we treat based on what we think is most likely to be helpful for that particular patient. But we don't know 100%. So oftentimes, if it's a very, very mild urinary tract infection, we'll just treat it and have you come back and retest the urine in a week to 10 days and make sure it's clear. If it is a much more serious infection, we'll definitely run a culture on it, and we'll get a sensitivity report back, and we'll get a report that tells us whether or not the antibiotic that we gave you was the best antibiotic. And oftentimes, if you have a good doctor that does that, then they'll call you and they'll say, hey, we need to change your antibiotic. We'll take you off the Cipro and we'll put you on something else. And it doesn't mean we made a mistake. It means that we have more information. Okay, so they did a culture and it is sensitive to Cipro. Okay, so that's a good sign. So Kira, do you get a lot of urinary tract infections? I don't know if we have a delay. So here's something that's important. If you are getting frequent urinary tract infections and you start developing a situation where it doesn't clear out fast with the antibiotic, it could mean that you have a stricture or you have a tightened area in the urinary tract somewhere and you're not clearing out the infection very well. So even if it was sensitive to Cipro, you could have a hard time clearing the infection out. Not really. Okay, so in your particular case, if you're not really getting very many urinary tract infections and it just seems like it's taking you longer for the Cipro to work, I wouldn't worry about it so much as I would just make sure that you complete the course of antibiotics, stay away from sugary, bubbly soft drinks, drink lots of water, and go back in when you finish the antibiotic and make sure that you get a clean urine test to be sure that it did its job, okay? Coca-Cola. Yep.
I know. We've talked about that, Kira. You have to knock it on the head. You can do it, girl. I've told you can do it there. You've heard the word.
Yes, I'm very much...
Just don't buy any. Just don't buy any. Look at... Oh, you're so naughty. You are so naughty.
You know I love my Cherry Zeros.
I know you do.
I got to have one a day. I get one even when I'm fasting. There's no calories in this drink.
No calories in it. You're so bad. Kira, don't look. Cover your eyes. With rum, of course. Well, yes.
Not tonight, though. I stay away from the liquor when I'm fasting. It's not fair. What causes gallstones? Lots of things. Diet can affect your gallstones. Some people have a genetic predisposition to gallstones. Some people have a bacterial infection that promotes gallstones. Women are more likely to get gallstones than men because estrogen slows down the movement of bile through the liver and into the gallbladder. So if it slows down, it tends to be more likely to form a stone. Gallstones are fairly normal for most people. I've had patients that have gallbladders full of stones and they never have any symptoms at all. I've had patients with completely empty gallbladders that have had to have their gallbladders removed because they had dyskinetic gallbladders. They had gallbladders that refused to squeeze and do their job. So they ended up with biliary symptoms. So if you have stones and you have symptoms, you should consider a cholecystectomy. There are actually books out there that you can read on how to dissolve your gallbladders or your gallstones or get rid of them, and they're pretty interesting. I've had some patients do it, and they've passed their stones, and they were just elated over it all. And so there you go. So gallstones, your body manufactures gallstones or bile to help you dissolve and process fat in your diet. So people that have sick gallbladders because they have lots of stones, if they'll avoid fatty or greasy foods, they usually won't have symptoms. And so it buys them time.
So after menopause, are you less likely to make gallstones as a female?
Yes.
There you go. I didn't know that. I didn't know we got more gallstones either.
Presuming you're not replacing the estrogen.
No. With HRT.
HRT, right.
No.
So,
au natural.
So the way we remembered this in medical school is kind of rude. I'm debating whether I should even say this or not. So the most likely candidate for gallbladder disease are fat, female, fertile 40s, fourth decade. So overweight women in their fourth decade of life on birth control pills. Those are the most likely gallbladder patients. And so we just remember the 4 F's: fat, female, fertile, fourth decade.
Right.
No, it's not polite, but it helps you remember.
But yeah, and the important thing is you remember the information.
Right? Yeah. I didn't remember the cage. I didn't remember the eye opener.
Yeah. You won't forget it now.
Are you enjoying the discussion, Kira? I'm glad you're here. Oh, we got a thumbs down. I wonder who thumbs downed us. You don't think it was the troll, do you?
Gosh, a thumbs down. I haven't got that yet. So
there's a thumbs down.
Naughty. They can't be fans then, that's all I'll say.
That's okay. That's right, Deb. Thank you for finding that. Yeah. Come on, guys. Throw some more questions at us. We got to have more.
That's removed.
I'm going to step out of the screen, Sue, and let you have it for a couple of minutes, okay?
Okay.
Hey, we got some thumbs up. Thanks. We needed that.
Yay! You got some thumbs up. So, those of you who weren't on earlier, Dr. Gilmore has suggested that we remove the 2 outer stitches and the 1 in the middle tomorrow. So guess what I'm going to be videoing for my lovelies who are following me on my channel tomorrow? Some stitch removal, and then Dr. Gilmore said to leave the 2 middle ones, the 2 ones either side of the middle one in for a couple more days just for a bit of extra support, and then take those out. So what do you guys think of that? You think it's about time? And I'm on a huge delay here actually. Yay! So I've got a little message from Kira. Yeah, so we're going to have online live stitch removal. So I think we'll do that tomorrow. That will probably be about the time I usually come on. About the time we came on today when we opened all the gear. So yeah, so you can see the stitches because I know you've all been. I've lost count of the number of people that said, "When are the stitches coming out, Sue?" So that's what we're going to be doing. And I think I'll ring Dr. Patel as well, just out of courtesy, just to let him know what I'm doing and send him another picture. So that's what's happening there. Superb. Yeah, a lot of you guys, Kelly, have been saying that you think it's ready. And, you guys know more about it than me. I'm a novice at this whole stitches lark. So, yeah, I think it's maybe pulling inside underneath, maybe. I don't know. It kind of feels more like I've been poked really hard with a broomstick or something like that. So it's got that kind of feeling about it, like a bruise, like a deep bruise. So, yeah, maybe it's time to come out.
I think so. I'm back.
Strips or butterflies as added protection.
That's not a bad idea.
Right, we'll have to find those. Hopefully we have those in the UK.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah, of course. I'm just joking because people are, you don't have lidocaine in the UK. It's stuff about that. So, yeah, I'm sure we have that.
You guys have everything.
Yeah, we do have everything.
You have everything.
Different names for it, different brand names,
right.
and
all.
stuff like that. Do I intend going back to my GP to let him know what I had to do? Right. I kind of don't feel like I want to be honest. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. And I kind of don't really want to knock the NHS on the head either.
There's no sense in doing that.
No.
No.
They do their best.
Absolutely.
This just was what it was, and I don't kind of want to point any fingers.
No, let's not do that. Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't help. Doesn't help anything. It is what it is, and without what it was, we wouldn't have all met. I wouldn't be here now chatting to you, would I?
Nope.
Because I would never have come to Texas, and all my lovelies wouldn't have got to do something wonderful to help me, and I wouldn't have got to know them. So I'm so grateful for the whole situation. So, I want to run around on that positive energy and not find a wasp to chew, because you know what? I don't like chewing wasps. I like to be happy, and I think putting all that negative energy out there is just not helpful. And it doesn't benefit me. So yeah. So that's kind of my view on that. But I think you had a question there.
Oh, somebody, so Dinner Diva Divine, is there a way to reverse thyroid disease? And so I have to ask what kind of thyroid disease, because there are different kinds. There are hyperthyroid and hypothyroid. There are inflammatory thyroid conditions, and there are just underperforming thyroid. So I have to have more information to really answer. Generally speaking, if you have an overactive thyroid, if you have hot thyroid nodules, if you have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, the way we deal with these things is we destroy the thyroid. We either give you the medication for a thyroid ablation, or we have it surgically removed, and we simply replace the thyroid hormone. It is the safest, most effective way to treat it. If you have an underactive thyroid, and that's a very interesting question. I am not aware of a natural method to cause the thyroid to sort of come back to life and go back to work. So no, I'm not. I would love to know if there was a natural way to live better, eat better, do something that would get the thyroid to do what it's supposed to do. But in most cases, once you have a thyroid problem, you're kind of stuck with it. Now, I have had patients that have had inflammatory thyroid issues that we were able to treat them with medications, and over time the thyroid calmed down and began to function normally again. But I don't think that was anything that we did. We just sort of gave the body a chance, an opportunity to heal itself. So you're taking Armour. Okay, let's see. So you had Hashimoto's. Okay, so with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, that's another one of these autoimmune problems that we can see that happens. So you've probably eaten something in the past that's your body has confused with your own thyroid, and so you're making thyroid antibodies. And so as a result, you end up with thyroid gland that is being attacked and is inflamed and is probably releasing too much thyroid. And the way we do that is we shut down the signal from the brain to the thyroid gland to make thyroid hormone by taking thyroid. So you're taking Armor, which is a natural thyroid product. By the way, if you're taking it once a day, I recommend that you ask your doctor to split the dose out for you so you can take it twice a day. Armor Thyroid does not last 24 hours like Synthroid or levothyroxine or some of the synthetic thyroids. Armor Thyroid is basically a 12-hour product. What about hypothyroidism? I think that's kind of what I was saying. If you're hypothyroid, if your thyroid is just not able to produce, I don't know of a natural way to get your thyroid to produce thyroid hormone again. I've never seen anything. So from a medical standpoint, from allopathic medicine anyway, what we do is we just replace the hormone, and so we use natural products, bovine or porcine, which means cow or pig thyroid hormone. It works just fine. Two different doses, so some people need more. Okay.
Actually, what I wanted to ask you, just lots of things you said, when you were talking about people's health and all their levels. What actually is it you do where you find out, I don't know, I've taken my glasses off, can't see now. What is it you actually do where you get all your deficiencies and, all your levels that you talked about, like your levels changed when you went on a plant-based diet? What is the thing that you all do out there?
Okay, so what I did was I did a general metabolic panel. I looked at my cholesterol. I looked at my kidney function, blood test to look at what we call glomerular filtration rate, which is a measure of kidney function. I looked at what we call a hemoglobin A1C or a glycosylated hemoglobin, which is an average glucose number. It's a 90-day average, and what it measures is the number of red blood cells that have a glucose molecule stuck to it. And since we turn over approximately 1% of our red blood cells every day, we rebuild our whole blood system every 100 days. So we can measure what percentage of red blood cells actually have a glucose molecule stuck to it. So that gives us an indication of how high your sugar readings have been going, because the higher they are, the more likely a sugar molecule is stuck to the red blood cell. It's actually a very ingenious way. It took all the lying out of medicine for our diabetic patients that would just, my glucose readings are great. Then when we got the A1C tool, we found out that no, they haven't been great. No, I'm telling you, they've been great. No, I'm telling you, they haven't been great. So I ran a number of tests on myself, and then I went on a 7-day fast and didn't eat anything, and then decided to go vegan after that. And about 6 weeks in, my hemoglobin A1C was a 5.8, which is the diabetes number. Before and afterward, it dropped down to a 5.1. So I was pre-diabetic. My glucose readings were probably in the 120s, and then afterward, they were completely normal. So by going to an entirely carbohydrate plant-based diet, my pre-diabetes went away.
Wow.
And so this is what amazes people. They say, wait a minute. You mean you only ate carbs? Yes, that's exactly right. So why?
Yeah.
Because
the diet industries don't want us to know that, because that's how they make all their money.
Yeah, because carbohydrates don't cause diabetes. Carbohydrates only reveal it. So when you take a diabetic and you send them through standard or traditional diabetes education, they tell them to eat more meat and less carbs, and it worsens their diabetes. But it doesn't show up as worsening. But when they eat the carbs again, it blows right up. So it's very interesting. It's very difficult to get that concept across. But that's exactly what happened to me. I was on 2 different inhalers, and as I told you, I was able to come off of all my inhalers because I had developed asthma as a result of eating animal products, and that went away. So that inflammatory process stopped. That stopped. My kidney function was that of a 75-year-old man. My glomerular filtration rate, my GFR, was 58. And for my age group, that should have been much higher. So after going through being a vegan for the 6-week period, I rechecked. I was at 102 GFR, which is actually a little bit better than what my age should be. So my cholesterol, my LDL or bad cholesterol, off of medications. Now this is where it gets a little confusing. I was on medication, but I had measured before medication. My LDL or bad cholesterol was over 300, and my triglycerides were over 600. In fact, over 650. So they were very, very high. And so I had to be on medication. So when I went on the fast and then I went vegan, I stopped those medicines. I also stopped 2 blood pressure medicines. My blood pressure was too high. And afterward, my blood pressure came down to normal. And my cholesterol, my LDL, my bad cholesterol came down to 97, and my triglycerides 149, which is exactly under 150, which is what you want. So I was able to achieve better results just by diet than I was with medication, and I felt much better, and I didn't need to take all those pills. So I'm much healthier now than I was a year ago. Thank you, Christine. Yeah.
That's a real transformation.
Yeah, no.
A real transformation.
I'm going to put this one up right here. This is from Jill and Kent. You can't cheat the A1C. No, you can't. We will bust you every time on that. CMP, Kira, if you're talking, wait, let me look. I got to look back here. Looking. Okay, I'm not sure. So, Kira, I think what we're talking about with you was thyroid and thyroid levels. My thyroid levels were normal either way. So my thyroid was not affected by my diet. But some people do. They do get an autoimmune Hashimoto's thyroiditis. They do get an autoimmune thyroiditis. And I believe that is related to their diet. Like most autoimmune problems, I think we get our immune system, especially it's more often happens more often to women than men. It's like 80% to 20%. And the reason is women have a more robust immune system because they've got extra X. They've got 2 X chromosomes. And as we men are weak. We have an X and a Y. See, we're missing an arm off a chromosome. We are chromosomally deficient. That's why more boys are born than girls are born. So lots more boy babies are born than girl babies are born. And as life progresses, we start off with more boys than girls. Here. And then as we get older, the boys die faster, and we die faster. And then when you go to the nursing homes, it's almost all women, right? We're genetically inferior. That's true.
You said it, baby.
That's
you
true.
said it.
We are. We're genetically inferior. But
don't be beating yourself up now. I don't want you feeling bad.
As a result of that, you're more likely to have an autoimmune problem because you have a more robust immune system just naturally. And as a result, your immune system is more likely to make a mistake, and you're more likely to develop lupus and rheumatoid arthritis and psoriatic arthritis and on to Hashimoto's like we talked about, and scleroderma and Behçet's syndrome, and I can go on. How about Crohn's and ulcerative colitis? It's not 100%, it's 80-20. But when I have a patient who comes in with an autoimmune problem, it's an 80% chance that it's going to be a female as opposed to a male, genetically speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's swings and roundabouts then.
It does.
Men and women.
It does.
So so these tests, just going back again, these tests that you did on yourself, what are they? Is it a blood test? Is it a load of blood works, or is it a machine?
Well, I mean, I think every office has a different name for these tests. I did what would be called sort of like just a general wellness panel that included a CBC, a CMP, a lipid panel, a thyroid panel, check my uric acid level, my vitamin D level. Oh, that was another thing. My vitamin D level just shot up. I had the hardest time keeping my vitamin D level over 30. And last time I checked it, it was in the high 70s or 80s. Very, very healthy level of vitamin D that came from eating right. So,
yeah. It's just, the reason I ask is because I've never had a level checked, and lots of people that I've been chatting to, particularly in the US, know all of their figures, and I just how does one go about finding out what one's own figures are?
Well, you can answer this for me. So in the UK, do they not recommend that after a certain age that you get an annual physical?
No, I've never had one.
Okay,
I'm 55 soon. I don't know. Would you normally have advised that?
Certainly. At age 55, you should probably in the US we would recommend you probably have had your second colonoscopy at 55. You would have had a series of 2 shingles vaccines, right? We have the new one out, the Shingrix. You get the first one. The second one you can get 2 months later or as late as 6 months later. You would have had, of course, an annual flu shot. You would have had an annual wellness panel, which would have included a blood count and platelets. And these are just assuming that you're completely healthy. And I'm not talking about disease management here, okay? You would have a thyroid panel, cholesterol, full lipid panel, a metabolic panel, which would be kidney function, liver function, electrolytes, glucose. You would have had an A1C. We would have checked you for diabetes. We would have done a random urinalysis. We would possibly have checked your vitamin D until just recently. A lot of the insurers are no longer wanting to cover random vitamin Ds, but I find in my area everybody's low vitamin D because we don't get enough sunshine in Houston, believe it or not. We get too much nasty weather here. People don't want to get outside here. And in the summertime when it's hot, we stay inside. In the wintertime when it's nasty, guess what? We stay inside. So look, there are 5 months of the year, 4 or 5 months of the year. I call them pass-through months. These are the months you only go from your car to the work back to the car to the house to the car to the supermarket to the car back to the house. Forget it. We are not getting out in 95% humidity and 98-degree temperature. It ain't happening.
I want to come and see you when it's that hot. Can I please come and see you when it's that hot?
You're welcome to come see us anytime you want. But if you want to be absolutely miserable and step off a plane and feel like somebody threw a hot, wet wool blanket over you, welcome to Houston in August, okay? Come and do it.
I can't even imagine it.
Okay, yeah, Kira just mentioned we would also have recommended a mammogram and an annual pap smear pelvic exam, and I think that the pelvic exams, if once you had several normal, then they spread those out to every 3 years or so they're not done as often.
Yeah, that they do routine smear tests,
right?
And then it's like once every 5 years.
If they're normal,
that's what I'm on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
but I haven't had any of the other things ever done.
Well, the other thing we would have done is we do an annual EKG. We make a heart tracing to see if you have any changes, and if you're a smoker, we do a chest X-ray.
Right. Well, yeah. So no wonder I don't know what my numbers are, because that's not something that we do here. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Because, of course, I want to know what all my numbers are now, because I'm so curious. And I'm thinking, how can I get that done here? It's just like, oh, right, okay, we just don't do that. How funny.
And these things, the decisions as to what tests are run are based on large epidemiological studies. The recommendations are put out. Just like men, with a man, should he get a PSA, a prostate blood test or not? And the guidelines currently in the U.S. are men between ages of 55 and 69 can have a PSA if they want it. It's not mandatory. So the correct answer is, if somebody asks you, should I get one? My question to them is, do you want one? If they say no, then the answer is no, you shouldn't get one. If they say, yes, I want one, then the answer is, yes, you should get one. That's how we determine whether you get a PSA or not now between 55 and 69. And it used to be, we did lots of them, and we did too many of them. And what we were doing is we were sending them to urologist because they had elevated PSAs, but they didn't mean anything. So they were undergoing unnecessary biopsies and in some cases prostatectomies. That basically, look, the odds are that I have prostate cancer right now is 54% because I'll be 54 years of age this month. So it's 1% per year of age. But that doesn't mean, even if I have a 54% chance that I have a prostate cancer cell in my prostate gland, that I need to have anything done about it. Because it doesn't matter as long as it stays in the prostate gland, right? So I do, when I do my annual blood test, I do get a PSA because I want to know, and I'm not even at that age yet, right? But they've always been normal, so I don't worry about it. I don't have prostate cancer in the family either, so that's a good thing. And I've changed my diet, so I've reduced my risk of cancers of all kinds now. So I'm doing the right things. But now, and we're talking about screening here. We're not talking about disease management. And so I'm seeing some people saying I've had several. If you've had colon problems, you probably had colonoscopies and things like that, and may have done some of those tests prior to your surgery. I want to come back to this, our statins bad question from Christine M. I want to say that statins can be problematic for some people, but overall, statins are a good medicine because we as Americans and most people in developed countries eat way too much cholesterol and too many animal products. And as a result, we are damaging our bodies. The number one killer in America is vascular disease. It's either heart attack or stroke. These are the number one killers. And the way, unless we can get people to change their diet, which we won't, is the way we fight this is with two kinds of medications. Really, there are three, but two main ones. One's are statins and the other are fibrates. And these are different medications that act in the liver to help the liver to stop converting cholesterol into LDL or bad cholesterol. So there are really two sources of cholesterol in our body. Our body manufactures LDL or bad cholesterol and good cholesterol, and then we consume it. We just eat it. And so are statins bad? The answer is no in general, but any medication could potentially be bad for any one person. And so everybody's body handles medicines differently, and you can't make a broad statement like, in general, are they bad or not? What you can say is, do statins save lives versus more lives saved versus people who have problems after taking statins? And the answer is overwhelmingly yes. These are good medicines, and they save a lot of lives. So I hope that answers your question, but I think there's a lot of people that just think that statins are bad in general. Hey, babe, are you back?
Where's Mom?
She went to the store, didn't she?
She's been here.
Is she back?
Hours.
She's hiding. She's on the phone somewhere.
Yeah, we've been back from Walgreens for hours.
Oh, okay.
Say hi to her from me.
Sue says hi. She just shut the door.
Yeah.
He's hunting for the DW who's somewhere on the phone somewhere, I'm sure. Plant-based will help rheumatoid arthritis. Yes. Oh, that's from you, Sue.
That's Seeker asked, would a no meat diet help arthritis? And I said yes, I think it would.
I definitely think it will help rheumatoid arthritis. Osteoarthritis is a little bit different animal, a different problem. Osteoarthritis is a wear and tear problem, and I think that glucosamine chondroitin helps with that. I think that keeping your inflammatory process in your body lower by not eating meat would be beneficial for overall general osteoarthritis. So I would agree with that. I would also say look at turmeric, curcumin products, because they help reduce inflammation. So there you go. I would agree.
Yeah. I think plant-based helps so many things. It just does. It just does.
Yeah.
It gives you loads more energy for a start. And I think any chronic illness or any symptoms you have, if you physically have more energy,
Yep.
it's going to make you feel happier. And if your body's got more energy, if you feel like you've got more energy, imagine how much more energy your body's got to carry out the processes that are going on that you don't even know are happening. Do you know what I mean? It just makes sense to my head. I don't know what you think about that from a medical point of view, but it seems to me that if you've got energy, everything else must be using that energy to carry out its functions as well.
I think energy is a harbinger of health. I think it is an indicator if things are going well or not. I think people that are sluggish, tired, they're depressed, they're fatigued, they're not well. And I think that a lot of that can be traced back to diet and lifestyle. Stress certainly plays a part into it as well. But I think a lot of stress, a lot of the negative effects of stress can be mitigated by proper diet and exercise and things like stress relieving techniques, which could be yoga, which could be, for men, it could be working out on a punching bag for a little while. I mean, men can sometimes, men and women sometimes deal with stress in different ways, but I think every person deals with stress in different ways. And I think that learning to deal with stress in a healthy way is really beneficial for a lot of people. But I think most Western disease is directly linked to our diet. And I think if there was one thing that I could throw out there that I could say, if you want to be healthier, that you should do, get the animal products out of your diet. Get them out of there. Get them out of there. Stop.
Absolutely.
Stop.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it.
No, but it's like a decision. It's like, how important is your life to you?
Right.
How important is your life to your children, to your parents, to your siblings, to your friends? But more importantly, how important is it to you? You know, we all have this instinct to live, and we've kind of lost the ability to to treat food as fuel, as you were saying earlier, because of the way our society runs and just the way food production is mass produced and it's all there and supersized in your end of the world and getting that way here. We've kind of, we see food as a treat and a reward, and it's fuel. It's fuel, and you want to put the best fuel in to get the best performance out. And as you say, lots of people have a food addiction. They have a bad relationship with food. And maybe just have a think about how would it feel for you if you felt more energy, if you lost weight and you weren't so tired, if you slept better, if you didn't ache so much, if you weren't as stiff, if you felt motivated and more positive. What would that look like to you, and how much would you want a bite of that? And then, look at what you want and then go, okay, maybe I will stop drinking Coca-Cola for a month and see what happens. Maybe I'll, cut back on meat 3 days a week. Just try something and see how you feel. Because I found when I changed my diet, how I felt drove me to want to stay there. And although I do think it's a lot easier, from what I gathered with my trip to Texas, it's a lot easier to go out to eat and find a meal. It was quite difficult for you, wasn't it? Because you were like, no, nothing animal. Okay, well, we won't have any butter then. And I'll just have this and I'll just have the bread. There was you couldn't just go, I'll have the vegan pizza, vegan gluten-free pizza with a side of superfood salad. It just wasn't there. And in most of our restaurants, we have some kind of vegan gluten-free option. So it is harder for you, but it is coming.
I think so too, and I think the more of us that continue to frequent establishments like Salata, which is a salad bar place that you can build a beautiful salad without getting into any animal products at all, and the more as more and more people buy, say, imitation meat products, which we talked about, sales year over year are up 25%. This year, I think people are getting the message. I think people are finally figuring out, hey, wait a minute, we don't have to consume, we don't have to eat so much cow and pig and fish and chicken. We don't have to live on this stuff. I mean, it's really not what we think it is. It's not as healthy as we think it is. And So, eat your veggies, folks. I mean, right?
And you definitely. No, that's it. It's a really big movement here in the UK. It's really, really taking hold. Normally you guys are ahead of us, but I think, you're very health conscious too.
I try. I do try. I am trying. I just realized something. We could do on the next time we do one of these. If we can't figure out how to do dual channels, we can actually broadcast it on your channel.
Yeah, cool.
We could do that next time.
I would love to.
I
would love to.
If we do this again on Monday, for example, or if you want to do it another time, we could do that.
Yeah, fantastic.
That would be.
Yeah, we can do it at the same time. That would be brilliant.
Yeah, that we could do.
Are you guys all up for that? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, your regular fans aren't seeing us because we're on my little vignettes channel, which is not a real busy channel. Never really has been.
But there are lots of there are quite a few of them on here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did say we were going to try to do it, but maybe we could post this on my channel or something. Maybe you could send it to me. I don't know if it would be any. That's up to you, obviously.
You can download it. If you figure it out, if you've got one of those programs to download, you can do that.
Yeah, I know.
Otherwise,
I'm still trying to figure that out.
It would be.
I think I need a PC. I think I need to do it with Wink's Mac. I don't think I can do it off my iPad.
The size of this video would be prohibitive from like emailing it or something. You'd have to directly take it off.
Yeah. You're right, because it's probably.
It would be huge.
Yeah, it probably would be. Yeah, it's an hour and a half, isn't it? Thank you, Dinner Diva. That's very kind of you.
It is. That's really sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. Is Debs going? Is that who's going? Sal from Glasgow. I've only just realised who Seeker 405 is. So that's really lovely. Yay. Are there any other questions in there that because we've been blah, blah, blahing for so long. I haven't been reading. I've been on my time. Thyroid products. Vegetables, raw cooked. Fruits and vegetables. Hang on, what do you do to try to eat non-meat? Because the intestine is good to fruit and doesn't seem to make a difference. Well, they say raw vegetables they have more live nutrients in them, so they're supposed to be better for you, and more anti-inflammatory, more kind of, the body is used to them. We're designed to eat vegetables and fruits raw. Not all of them, not potatoes, although I do like raw potatoes myself.
I don't like them raw, but I like them.
I know you do. I know you do. Now, are those potato chips, or are those chips, or are those crisps?
Potato chips are what you call crisps.
That's it, crisps.
Crisp.
What do you call crisps? Do you just not have that word?
We call them chips.
Yeah, but do you have... Does crisps mean anything related to potatoes or any other product?
No. We have croutons. Do you have croutons?
We have croutons. That's
see there
French
now.
word.
We agree on croutons.
We agree on croutons.
Okay,
you sprinkle them on top of your soup and in your salads.
What I call a chip, you call a crisp. What I call a fry, you call a chip.
Yeah.
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 I still get a kick out of the number of conversations we were carrying on talking for a while, and after 10 minutes I realized I have no idea what she's talking about anymore. You're crazy.
Yeah, we do have a lot of different words for sure. But yeah, that one is funny. That is funny. Bring Finian too. Bring Finian where? Hang on, Kira. Yeah, I've already bring Finian where? What? Back to Texas? Hang on, I need to see where these comments are coming. Yeah, we're definitely coming back, and I was talking with the DW over the messenger, and I said that next time we came to see you, we would bring Finian with us. He would like to meet you both, meet you all. And of course, there's Nass around the corner, and she was like, "Oh, we got this and that and the other, and we would love to meet him too." So we're definitely bringing Finian with us next time. So we promised to do that.
I want to meet him.
He's. I actually, the two of you would have some absolutely fascinating conversations.
I still miss my buddy though. I got to admit, I miss Wink. I mean, I just do, because we hung out, and you know, sometimes it's not easy for, and I said this before, sometimes it's not easy for guys to like really become, you know, conversationalists. You know, we don't really talk like that, but Wink was so easy to talk to. It was just, I really felt like, you know, I'd known him my whole life. It was just, we talked about everything. We talked about motorcycles, we talked about guitars, and we talked about, I mean, all kinds of things. It was just wonderful. Just great. I even talked him into a little bit of whiskey with me in the evening, and we might have had a cigar. There's a rumor about that. I don't know.
Oh, yes, and our health and nutrition chat, we won't talk about that. But yeah, he thoroughly enjoyed it as well. And he was like, we just kind of like, we're like this, we're going, oh, we really miss them. And he was like, I really miss my whiskey in the evening. And I was like, you don't even drink whiskey. He said, I do now, and I miss it. And he was going, we definitely go back. Let's go back next year. And I went, yeah, we will go back next year. Yes, we will. And I think we should just move to Texas. So he keeps talking about coming to live in Texas.
Before you move to Texas, you have to come and visit in the summertime, because it is not the same thing. It's just not. It's really not. Yeah.
Okay.
You really got to be.
Well, I'm game on for that. Wink doesn't do the heat. He does it's too hot out here, I'm going inside.
Okay.
And then it's too cold out here, I'm going outside. I just do all weathers.
Yeah.
I must be some kind of reptile.
Did you post the pictures of the two of you with the firearms?
I put the video of you teaching me to shoot.
Okay.
On actually not on YouTube. I put it on my Facebook feed, but I think actually I'm going to put the videos of I'm going to put the Wink videos of you, because that was quite funny, really.
Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting.
Escalation of gun size. Yeah. So I put it on YouTube. Yeah, it just got bigger and bigger, and it's just like, I wish I'd clicked the film on earlier, because you went, this is way past Dirty Harry. And then the video goes on, but you say it at the end of the video as well, the hand cannon, you know, that giant long gun that was sort of longer than your arm almost. Yeah, that was something else. In fact, Wink's not one for ringing people up and talking on the phone.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that kind of, you know, girly chat, you know, for hours on end. But he has phoned just about everybody he knows. Texas, 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 guns, open carrying, this food stakes, guns, cars, jeeps, boats. Honestly, it's really funny. Anyway, we would like to move to Texas. Bondo, and then of course the whole shed envy of you just
the metal building, the barn.
Boy shed to die for.
Yeah, the barn. Yeah, in my better days, I used to make a lot of things in there. I used to do welding and woodworking and things like that. But unfortunately, physically, not a big deal for me anymore. But it does hold the boat nicely, so I guess I'm okay with that. Weather in Houston, we are 70 degrees, and we are probably 90% humid. Yes, and motorhomes. We have had motorhomes in there, but you guys parked on the side, which was cool. That was fun. Talking to Debs there. Yeah.
I think you could fit probably 3 or 4 motorhomes in your boys' shed.
It's a big shed.
It's a big shed. It is.
And
I would like a shed like that.
Got a lot of junk in there that needs to come out right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Chips, nope. Going stateside.
Hi, Dee.
Thank you, Christine. You're so sweet.
We got hi, Carol. It's fun to read through the message.
We can see you, Carol.
Fun to read through the message.
Yeah, it is. And it's snowing in Kansas.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're
It's
going to
been
get
snowing
cold
for
tomorrow.
ages, for about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours now, hasn't it, Kira? I got a message from you much earlier on today. It's been cold and grey here. Actually, no, it hasn't. We had some sunshine today. But it has been cold. A shed load of shed. Kathy, you're right. It is one hell of a shed load of shed. I've never seen such a big shed, put it that way, outside an agricultural situation with probably, 5,000 bales of hay in it. It's a massive, massive shed. Oh, right. Katrina couldn't post earlier as well. That's a couple of them.
Here, and put my Houston weather map up.
Oh, I wonder what that was.
Yeah, I'm going to cover my face with it. So, actually, we've
Thanks, Dee. Mwah. Kisses to you, Dee. You've got another question about baby Gonzo.
Let me see. Okay, so baby Gonzo is doing great. Mama Gonzo had to go back in the hospital briefly, but is doing fine now. And she promised us a video next week, so we're doing very well. There we go. There's the Houston weather map. So we're not. It's saying 56 now. It wasn't that warm earlier. Humidity is only 54%. All right, I guess I'll click that off of there. So they're doing great. Hi, Sherry. Well, we're getting new people. Like everybody's, it's like a whole new group coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Hi, Sherry. Oh, Dee, you are just lovely. Well, you're lovely, so of course you're lovely. Thank you. I love you too, babes. I wish we all had 50s. Is that the 1950s? Sorry, couldn't resist. CTFU. What's CTFU stand for? Is that a medical term?
I'm looking.
CTF, C space TF space U. CTFU. No idea, Kathy.
That may not be very nice, actually.
Oh, right, okay. So that's obviously, and we don't have that one.
Yeah, that may not be. I'm not sure what it means, but it may not be nice. Anyway, I'm not sure. So unless, well, I'll just put it out here.
I'm seeing your weather here now.
Oh, I can't believe how
finally.
So some of the things I had on here. Anyway, so I don't know. Somebody tell me.
I love you too, Kira. Oklahoma. We have Karen from Oklahoma.
We do. What a pretty lady. Hi, Karen.
I know. Lovely smiley face.
What a great smile. Yeah. Yeah, Kira, I think that was an unkind one. I just wasn't quite sure. But,
No, it's nice. Kathy is saying it's nice, whatever the CT thing stands for. She's saying it's nice.
Well, then tell us what it means or something.
Yeah, tell us what it means. Put us out of our misery!
I may have to go back into to delete mode again here in a minute.
Okay, you get ready with the delete button, okay? I think it's deceptive. It's because there's the letter F in there, maybe.
It may be.
Maybe, I don't know.
She said it's nice. I'm gonna want to believe it's nice. That's what I'm gonna do.
She said it was nice.
Okay.
Kathy said it was nice.
Hang on a second. I'm working on it. Okay. No, she said no. It's nice.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay, I get it. It's not me. It's not.
Have you replaying yours at your end?
Okay. It's cracking up, I think. I think that's all. Okay. Are we still here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still here. Oh, it just means she's cracking up, laughing. That's
Okay.
what it means.
Yeah, I got it. Got it. Okay.
Good. So did you do some loop there? Because I heard it all playing again.
Well, when I open up the YouTube the browser so I can get into YouTube. See, I'm not on YouTube right now. I'm just using this program, and it's interfacing with YouTube without YouTube being on. But I don't have the option to edit out some like the troll that we had earlier. I don't have that option.
Yeah.
So I had to open it up, and so you got that feedback thing.
That's what it was. So so that's the same delay that maybe everybody's got that actually, except us.
So I have a way around that, and if I have it in the future, what I'll do is I can just actually get a desktop computer or something that has has YouTube on it, but just have it muted. So then I could
that's
like
what I've got.
Right.
I've got my iPad open but it's muted.
Right.
So I'm not behind. Everybody's on the same time as this, I reckon. We're actually about 30 seconds ahead, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I do.
Well, how are you feeling? It's only a 7:45 my time, and I'm not eating, so I'm just hanging out here. But I know it's getting late for you, so
It is 10 to 2.
Yeah.
At this end, I'm feeling cool. I'm feeling good.
Feeling good. Okay, that's good with me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let me leave you again for a minute, and you can visit, and I'll come back. I'm just gonna run in the house for a minute and check on the fam. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
I'm here.
Okay.
So do ask me some questions. What would you like to ask me? I know it's going to be a 30-second delay here, but what would y'all like to ask me? Because I'm here to answer any questions that you have about anything, all of those. I know some of you may not know me. Some of you may not be following me on my channel, but I know a lot of you lovelies are here. So go ahead and ask me some questions, what you'd like me to answer. Those of you who've just come on, we're going to take some stitches out tomorrow, if you haven't already heard that. So we're going to take 3 of the stitches out. So that's what we're going to do. So any questions, anything that you'd like to ask me? Right, the stitches tomorrow. We'll take them out tomorrow evening, our time. So it'll probably be, we're going to do it live. So it'll probably be in the afternoon stateside. It'll be about 6 o'clock. So probably about midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, your time. We're going to take 3 of the 5 stitches out. We're going to take the 2 outside ones and the middle one out. And we're going to leave the other 2 for a couple of days, just for support. And then we're going to take those ones out as well. So that's what we're going to do. What's my favourite colour? I would have said pink. But as a kid, I would never have said pink because that was a girly colour. Yuck, girly, no, because I was a tomboy. So I hated pink. But actually, it's on everything on the red palette I love. My whole house is red, you can probably see. But right now, Tiffany blue, that's my favourite colour. So I'm all about the blue. I've got a blue iPhone cover. I've got blue. I really like blue at the moment. But do you know what? I just love colour. So lovely, bright colours I really, really like. Yeah, it's great news, isn't it? Hey, there you are. Look, I'm seeing you all coming on now. Yeah, it is great news about the stitches. I think, they're ready to come out now. Thank you. I feel good. I feel literally more energy every single day, which is fantastic. because I'm quite an energetic person, so I like to feel energetic. No, I haven't eaten the carrots. The famous carrots are still in my fridge. And I just love them so much. I don't, as I said before, I don't know whether to eat them or I should mummify them and keep them forever. Oh, that's a terrible question. I'm just not even going to answer that one. T-shirts. Yep, I have done. Oh, what have you got there? Oh, he's got a hat there. We can't quite see it. Needs to go up higher. Yeah. That's his I'm here for a bit. T-shirts. I've been looking into T-shirts. The first thing I did was try to look into getting blue ones because some people suggested blue because they like the colour of my nails. But the only blue blank T-shirts I can find, they only come in, 3 sizes, and I think we might need some more sizes than that. I'm thinking of V-necks, and I'm going to put a poll up of a couple of different options to see what you all would like, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, as you know, I started writing my book yesterday, and I'm some 6,500 words into, in fact, probably more because I've been writing some tonight and I haven't done a word count. So I'm trying to have the balance doing all of that, actually. Yes, to the blue hair dye. I actually said to Wink, what is that? I actually said to Wink tonight, I want my blue hair back. So I could be joining your daughter with some blue hair very soon. What is that? Walgreens.
It's the antibiotic. That's my azithromycin.
And what are you having that for your throat?
That is for this cough in my lungs. And if you ever want to be a doctor, and you want to know what it's like to be a doctor, just pull one of these out and just start reading and going at it. When you get to the bottom, go ahead and flip it over. This is a package insert.
I know.
So
it's
this is
crazy.
a Z-Pack. I'm taking the first 2 pills of this tonight, right now.
Okay.
There we go, right there. I want to know how the piggies are doing. That's why I put that question up.
Oh gosh, I haven't got to that one. Where are the piggies? The piggies are absolutely fantastic. Into my Tiffany blue. That's right. Where's your question then? About the piggies. I can't see your question. Yeah, the piggies are really well, and some of you have asked me to do some piggy videos.
And the second thing I'm taking is methylprednisolone, and this is what we call a Medrol dose pack. And
wow.
on the first day, you're supposed to, with this medicine, ideally you start in the morning and you take the first couple of pills, breakfast, and then a little later at lunch, and then dinner and bedtime. You spread these out. But unfortunately, it's late in the day, so I'm going to actually just take all of them. I'm just going to take the first days all at once. It's completely safe, not unsafe.
Really?
Yeah. When you do this, though, sometimes it can make it a little difficult to sleep. So I'll take a Benadryl tonight to help me sleep. And because of my neck, I already take a muscle relaxer. So I'll get a little Benadryl to help because this much methylprednisolone could make it difficult, make me feel a little tachycardic, make me a little rapid heart rate. So steroids and antibiotics because I've had a cough with productive phlegm, with shortness of breath, more cough and that kind of thing, going on 2 weeks. And so usually if somebody is sick with an upper respiratory problem for more than 5 or 6 days, I'll go ahead and offer them antibiotics. If it's less than that, then I usually will say, no, this is probably a virus. Now let me take these and I'll tell you my theory on how I handle this whole who gets antibiotics and who doesn't, because this is a big question.
Yeah, that is a big question. That is a big question. We'd like to hear that. So we'll hear you rattling around then with all your pills.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so today's are taken, and I'll work on tomorrow's tomorrow. So usually if I get a patient in with a sinus problem, saying it's in the first 2 to 3 to maybe 4 days, and I really feel strongly that they have either an allergy problem or a viral problem, but not a bacterial problem. And a lot of times I'll take a good exam. I'll look into the sinus. I'll look into the nose and into the throat. And usually if I'm lucky, I'll see some postnasal drainage, and I can look at the color, and I can get a pretty good idea if this is really probably bacterial or not. Now, I have some patients that have a long history of chronic sinus problems. They're a different category. I'm talking about the regular, just the average person that comes in and says, hey, I think I have a sinus thing, right? And the vast majority of these are either going to be viral or just allergy. Now, for them, what I'll do is I'll offer them an antihistamine, and I will tell them that they don't need an antibiotic. But if it's like on day 3 or 4, I will give them a prescription for an antibiotic. And this is a compromised position here, because people will tell you we shouldn't do this, okay? But here's the thing. A lot of patients, they come in and they want to, they come in because they want medicine, okay? And if they don't get some medicine, they feel like they're not getting what they paid for, all right? And people want a good value. So what I do is I talk to my patients. And I'll say, look, I'm going to tell you what's going on here. I really don't think that you need an antibiotic. But I also know that this could get worse. So I'm going to give you a prescription for an antibiotic, and I'll give them, say, trimethoprim sulfamethoxazole, or I might give them another upper respiratory broad spectrum, like a macrolide, like azithromycin or clarithromycin, or a fluoroquinolone. I don't like to use the fluoroquinolones, but I will. All right. I'll give them a prescription, and I'll say, I want you just to hold on to this for security. I don't think you need it. So go get this decongestant, but I want you to hold this prescription for the antibiotic, because in a day or 2, I think you're going to feel better and you won't have needed to take the antibiotic. Now, my patients appreciate that. They'll say, you know what? Okay, that sounds fair to me. Because if they come to me on day 5 and they've been sick for 5 or 6 days, I'm going to give them an antibiotic anyway. Because their risk of then being bacterial is higher, or actually developing a secondary bacterial infection, that's higher. All right. So if they're in that real first day, I'm just going to say, look, this is a virus. An antibiotic is only going to cost you money and potentially cause more harm than good. And I don't think it's a good idea. But if you're still sick, like say it's a Monday, if you're still sick on Friday, you call me, I'll call you in something, no problem. Okay. If they're on that day 3 or 4, I'll hand the prescription to them. If I think it's bacterial, I'll say, I want you to start this right now. I think this is a bacterial infection. For example, thick green discharge in the sinus area. Okay. If otherwise, I'll say, look, please hold this. Don't fill it. Save yourself the money. I don't think you're going to need it. I think you're going to feel better anyway. But if you're not better in, say, 48 hours, go ahead and fill it. And that's how I handle those. And I think most of my patients don't abuse it. I think most of them don't fill the prescriptions. But it gives them the feeling that if they do really need it, that I've taken care of what they needed. So that's sort of how I do it. I try to train. I work with a lot of students, nurse practitioner students and the like that come through in my clinic, and I teach them to do that. It's not strictly with guidelines. Guidelines are don't give them the antibiotic. But I find that you get a lot of dissatisfied people that are going to leave your clinic, and the next day they're going to go to a ready clinic and they're going to get them anyway. And so what I try to do is I really just try to talk to them, but at the same time I try to make them feel like I've listened to them and they understand that we have a problem in our country with the overuse of antibiotics. I mean, here I am. I could have easily started these pills a week ago and justified it because I had it. You know, this whole thing started when you guys were here for me, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously it's turned into something else. It's no longer just a virus. This is no longer, I mean, I'm getting up in the morning with, you don't even want to know what's coming up out of my lungs. It's awful. And last night I didn't sleep well last night. I was coughing so much. I just kept waking up coughing and coughing and coughing and drifting off and then back up to the point where I asked the DW at probably 2 o'clock in the morning, would you get me some more NyQuil? I mean, it was bad. So I just decided today, okay. So I saw one of the other providers in my clinic and I asked him to take a look, and she agreed that, listen to my chest. She said, I think I think you're fighting something, and I think some antibiotics would be helpful. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. How you like that?
Cool. No, I like that. I think it's good. I think that's a really good option. So how, like when your patients come back to you for another visit about something else,
Yeah.
how do you annotate whether they've had antibiotics? Do you just ask them, did you take those or not? And then because everything that goes on at this end, the doctor will make a note of it. So it's, if I see another doctor in the surgery, they will go, oh yeah, this happened and this happened.
Oftentimes,
if you write prescriptions that you don't know if they're going to fill or even need, how do you keep a track of knowing what they've actually got?
Oftentimes, if they're back, say in the next 6 to 8 weeks, say for a different problem or different issue, maybe they're in for a routine exam or a routine refill for something else, I'll say, by the way, did you ever need those antibiotics? And a lot of times they'll say, no, I never needed them. You were right.
You did.
It's probably 50-50. Some will say, yeah, I did. I did end up getting them filled, and thank you for giving me the prescription. I did wait, and that kind of thing. So,
that gives you an idea of what's going on with them.
So let's point this out. I mean, we talk about different health systems, okay? So in this is a negative of our health system here, okay? Because we're really in a competitive marketplace, okay? And so if my patients aren't happy, they just go to somebody else. I don't think you have that same option, do you? I mean, you can.
Some doctors are full and they don't take on any new patients,
okay.
Or you go to a practice and there'll be several doctors there. But everybody's entitled to a GP, so
right.
you can move doctors. I mean, I could choose a doctor, for example, if I wanted to talk about a female issue, for example,
right.
and I wanted to see a female doctor, there's about 4 of them at the practice. That kind of thing doesn't bother. I just go and see my doctor. But if he's not around, I'll see anybody else. So, because they're all doctors and they've all got my notes and they all know each other. But yeah, you can change GPs.
But I mean, you wouldn't just say like the next day go into a different doctor's office.
No.
Okay. And you would have your A&E, right? I mean, if you really felt like you were sick, you could go in there.
Yeah. If you chopped your leg off, you'd go off to A&E.
Sure.
And you'd go, which is your ER. You go into that thing. They admit you or not. Yeah, you can, if you want to change who your family doctor is,
right.
You have to apply to another one, and then they have to get your notes taken. It's all kind of like a little bit like moving house.
Yeah.
It's not kind of like, going into Walmart one day and going into Kmart the other day. It's not like that at all. There's a whole procedure of all your notes having to go across and all the systems being changed. So, but yeah, it can be done.
Okay. So, but it's not like you can just the next day just pop into another one. You actually have to go through a process. There was a question that here's this one's from Kira. I put it up for you because it's a probiotic question. So if you want to take that,
where is that question, Kira?
I popped it up. You should be able to see it, hopefully. Let's see. I'll answer this one. If you think it may be flu, should you call your doctor for Tamiflu? I think you should. And I'll tell you, in my clinic, if you call me and you tell me that you have been exposed to the flu and you're getting flu symptoms, I will call in Tamiflu for you. If you come in and you have flu-like symptoms and I run a flu test on you, and it comes up positive, you will certainly get it. If it comes up negative and I don't believe the test, I will still give you Tamiflu. And I may order a blood test because a lot of times the nasal swab that we do, it's just not as accurate. And we may get a negative rapid flu test, but we'll get a positive flu test on the serum or the blood. But it takes a couple of days. So in order for the Tamiflu to be effective, you need to be on it in the first day. You need to get on it as soon as possible. I think last year I had the flu shot in September, and in March I felt achy at lunchtime. I was at work, and I had, just for grins, I said, swab me, because I feel like I'm getting the flu. And they swabbed me, and it came up positive for type A flu. I went straight to the pharmacy. I got my Tamiflu. I got the first pill in probably within 3 or 4 hours of me having any symptoms at all. I missed one day and I was back at work, and that's it. But probably because I got on that Tamiflu so quick and I happened to be in a healthcare setting, and I got the test immediately. I got the Tamiflu immediately. I mean, and so that's how important it is if you get it early. And also, if you remember last year, I don't know about UK, but our flu vaccines last year did not work very well because the flu virus mutated it before it got here. So if that happens, we're just sort of out of luck. The flu shots don't work very well.
Yeah.
So I would say if you think you have the flu and you've been exposed, call your doctor, stay out of the clinic. A lot of them will appreciate if you don't go into their office with the flu. I know we do. So
that I've got that. I found that question now, Kira. It's really funny giving some medical advice with a doctor here by my side, my left or my right. I'm not sure how you're seeing us. But antibiotics do mess with your gut. It changes the environment in there and it makes it not work so well. Also antibiotics, they can affect your skin and your hair. They can make you feel a little bit down and a little bit depressed, a little bit kind of lower in the saddle. I absolutely swear by probiotics. I literally eliminated all of my menopause symptoms, sluggishness and everything by getting my gut working properly. I have been doubling up on my probiotics because I've taken an awful lot of antibiotics over this whole cyst saga that's been going on. And it means that my gut works as efficiently as it possibly can do because I get rid of all the things that slow it down. So I would absolutely recommend taking a probiotic on a daily basis. But the thing with probiotics is very few of them actually work. A lot of them, it's certainly in the UK, it's a lot of old money for a lot of old rope. Because the probiotic, you have to have enough of the healthy bacteria in it so that and some that are resistant to the body temperature and the stomach acids, because most of them are killed as soon as you swallow them and they hit your stomach, which means they don't work. They're just, a lot of them are like dairy, sugary, sweet drinks, and they don't actually work. I use an excellent one that works, which is a prebiotic, a probiotic, and it has 14 digestive enzymes in it, which help with the different stages of digestion and the different food types and the different things that the gut is trying to do. And I will PM you with the details, Kira. But thanks for asking. I wouldn't go a day without taking mine, and I notice immediately the difference when I stop taking it. And also, my son has Asperger's, and he's got a sensory processing disorder. So he is hypersensitive to all his senses. All his sensory system is processed kind of in the foreground. He has to break through them all to kind of talk to you. So he's very tuned with his body, very, very sensitive to his body. And he has the most awful, past tense, the most awful acne. And I managed to find a way to get him to take the probiotic, and it has virtually cleared up all his spots. And we are talking, he looked like he'd been in a house fire. His spots were so bad. And I think some of you lovelies have seen pictures of him on Facebook, because he's one of you. I'm not allowed to do much posting about him, but he did do really well in his exams, and he won a award, a STEM award, for his school, the highest one they've ever got. So I posted them up, and you can see he doesn't look like a burn victim anymore. So this is all we've done, because I still can't get him to wash his face as often as I would like him to. And you didn't hear that from me. All that we changed was adding a daily probiotic to his diet. And literally, if I run out of the stuff, out his skin comes. So I'm a big believer in probiotics. I think they if your gut's working properly, that is where everything is being manufactured. That's where all the nutrients are coming out of your food, and they're going around your body to do the things that you eat nutrients for. And your serotonin, is it 95% of your serotonin is made in the gut? Serotonin is your natural happy drug. It's what drips into your head when you get pleasure. And if your gut is slurried up with fast food, stress, drink, artificial lights, pollution, all that kind of stuff, it can't work effectively. So your gut doesn't make as much serotonin as it's supposed to be making. Therefore, you physically do not feel as happy because you're not getting that. And I think that's because we have terrible diets. I think a lot of people, it's a pandemic, I heard on the radio the other day, depression and mental health. It's like a pandemic at the moment. And I think it's to do with the fact that we don't have clean working guts and we're not producing serotonin. So we just don't feel as happy. We have to go outside of our own body, chemistry, alcohol and drugs and smartphones and games and gambling and all the things that we do to try.
Wait, did you say gambling?
What?
I have to stop gambling? What?
No, you don't have to stop gambling. You don't have to stop gambling unless it's a problem. But if your gut works well, everything works well. So it's really key in my mind. Have you lost me? Let's come back again.
You came back. So I want to clarify. I'm not anti-probiotics. Okay, guys. I just don't have the same passion because I read a lot of research and a lot of the research that I've read does not bear out what a lot of the individual stories I hear are. But I will say this. If you have been on antibiotics, you should do something to help restore your normal gut flora, and a probiotic is a very good way to do it. So is Lactobacillus acidophilus, like with yogurt, live culture yogurt, for example. Also, if you are a vegan, you are less likely to need a probiotic because your bacterial flora will actually naturally change because of the healthier diet. So I completely agree with Sue. If you are a junk food eater, if you're a bad eater and you know it, then a probiotic probably will be more likely to be helpful to you. Okay, so it's not that I'm not anti-probiotic. I'm just not as behind it for general health for people as others are. Okay, and my attitudes about these kinds of things sometimes change based on research and things that I read, and I try to stay abreast as much as I can with as much of this stuff that's out there. And now there's so much information coming, it's very difficult. But where I stand right now is not a negative position. It's not a super positive position. It's a neutral position. But in certain circumstances, I do see a very good need for those probiotics. So I don't want to rain on that parade at all, because I do know that you, Sue, I know you get a lot out of it, and I think that it's safe. I don't think it's harmful at all, and I think there are potential cases where it can be very helpful for people. So I want to throw that out there.
Cool, excellent, that's brilliant, supersonic. So I'll send you a PM on the one I use, Kira. I take my probiotic to keep me running properly, to make sure that whatever is going on, my gut is getting restored on a daily basis so that it's as clean as possible. That's what I do.
Okay.
I literally notice the difference.
Time out.
So that's
Time out.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm looking at Karen Crow here. She says she stopped eating meat at 59, and I'm looking at her picture. There's no way you're 59. I'm not buying that.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't look a day over 27.
Oh my gosh, no.
Is that your real picture? Come on, you can be honest with us. We're a family here.
Yeah.
It's not like this is on the internet or something. Come on.
It's not like anyone will know.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Okay, so look, I also, for you guys, I put my email address up here. If you have a question you want to ask me, but you don't want to put it up on here, and it's a general question, I'll do my best to answer for you. If I can't get to it today, I'll get to it tomorrow. Promise. Somebody asked me if I do okay with antibiotics and medicines on my fasting day, and the answer is absolutely I do. And I still have to take an anti-reflux medicine despite the fact that I've changed my diet, although my reflux problem is not nearly as bad as it used to be. I'll say that. And I do also take citalopram. This is an antidepressant. I'm not depressed, although it wouldn't be a problem if I was. I take citalopram because it helps me significantly with neck pain. And before I had the second surgery, if I didn't take my citalopram, which is Celexa, I wouldn't be able to turn my head. It has a tremendous beneficial effect for my chronic pain issue. And I've been on it for many, many years. And so I still take that. So those are the only two medicines I still take anymore, besides a muscle relaxer at bedtime to make sure things don't stiffen up at night while I'm sleeping and I wake up, all tight and can't move and that kind of thing. So all the other medicines, cholesterol, blood pressure, inhalers, and all that stuff that I used to have to use every day, I'm off of. But on my fasting days, I do still take my acid blocker and my Celexa. And I do take Tylenol throughout the day, too, to help with the discomfort. So I wanted to clarify. Somebody asked about that, so I wanted to answer. Thank you for letting me do that.
Cool. That's incredible. But, I mean, it's just like you're a walking advert for change your diet, change your health. It's just there. It's just like a big proof there.
Okay, I have a new goal now, though. When I'm 60, I want to look as young as Karen Crow.
Karen. She looks amazing, doesn't she?
I just don't believe you're 60. You look amazingly young. That's fantastic.
That is, isn't it? That's incredible. But, I stopped eating for a year. I think you see a lot of vegans. I am 60 and that was taken in May of this year.
Wow.
She's 60. There you go. You are what you eat.
So Deb's, I invited her to try logging in to see if we could get three blocks. I don't know if we can do it or not, but I kind of want to try.
Okay.
Melissa, if you have hyperthyroidism, can you change it by changing your diet? I expect gifts. Here's Karen's birthday. That's great. She expects gifts. Melissa.
It's coming up.
Melissa asked a question. If you have hypothyroidism, can you change it by changing your diet, or do you always have to be on medication? My understanding is you will have to remain on medication. I do not know of any natural remedies other than natural thyroid replacement, of course. So I don't know of any natural way to get the thyroid to start working again once it's given up. Sorry, I wish I had better news on that one. We discussed that a bit earlier, too. This is absolutely the longest live video I have ever done.
Yeah, I've got the world champion talker at your side here.
I do.
You do, yeah. I think it's been fun, hasn't it?
It has been
fun.
Yeah. I think we should get Karen to call in and tell us her secret of her youthful appearance.
Yeah, because she gave up meat when she was 59. So that was this January.
I guess so, yeah.
If she's 60. Yeah, so I went vegan this January with Veganuary. We had Veganuary in the UK. And you went plant-based this
February.
year as well, didn't you?
February.
Karen, we're triplets. We're plant-based triplets. Look at that. Excellent.
Oh.
You're going to look about 15 then in about, 3 weeks' time then.
Here's a good question. Kathy, what are my feelings about using CBD oils along with opiates for chronic pain management? My feeling is with any of the marijuana-based products, which THC, CBD, if it helps you, fine. If it doesn't help, okay. I don't think they're harmful in general. I think that a lot of people have gotten a lot of relief using combination THC, CBD, or straight CBD or straight THC. I think if you have a chronic pain issue and you're on opioids or opiates of any kind, and you find that using marijuana products helps you, I'm absolutely pro doing it. I say go for it. I say if it's legal. If it's not legal, then don't. But if it's legal in your state, I don't have any problem with it. I don't see any ill health effects. My preference is that you eat it, do an edible as opposed to smoking it. That's my only recommendation there.
That's right, Kira. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I think that's the right time for sleep. Although, actually, I'm going to ask you a question, because Wink has heard something on the telly or on the radio about if people don't sleep very much, that they're more likely. He's now telling me, but you're more likely to get breast cancer. I think you should just get a bit more sleep. And all these scary things that you can get, including dementia, if you don't sleep very much. I sleep about 4 hours a night, probably on average. 6 would be like a long night for me. What do you reckon?
I think people that swim are more likely to drown.
Okay. It's really funny.
I think that what I'm saying is if you, it depends on how the study was designed, but if you only interview, okay, let's put it this way. Let me give you an example. All right, you've got people in 2 cars, 3 cars. You got one car going 5 miles an hour. You got one car going 80 miles an hour, and you got one car going 70 miles an hour. And all 3 of these cars smash into a brick wall. All right? Now, all the people in the car going 80 miles an hour are going to die, and all the people in the car going 70 miles an hour are going to die. So I can publish a research that says there's no evidence that shows that going slower in a car makes it safer if you hit a wall. Is that ridiculous or what?
Yeah.
Because we don't even have to talk about the other car if we don't want to, right? So what I'm saying is research can be twisted to say whatever you want it to say. And it could be that groups of people who were, that had other health issues that made them more at risk for breast cancer anyway also had sleep problems. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you have sleep problems, you're more at risk of breast cancer. In other words, it's not necessarily a cause and effect. Okay?
Right. Okay.
All right. So there you go. So, you're more likely to have a boating accident if you have a boat.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
it's not directly related.
It doesn't mean it's directly related. It doesn't mean that's, and I've seen there's research out there about, there's articles that you can see where they try to draw correlations between the amount of sleep and your risk for Alzheimer's disease too. And they say if you sleep too much, then you're more likely to get this disease versus not. I get lots of sleep every night because I take a muscle relaxer because otherwise I wake up in pain, right? So, does that include me or not? I don't know. Is that the only story? Is that just part of the story? How many of those were vegans? How many people that they studied ate right? How many of them exercised? Look, there's a lot of variables that need to be controlled for in every study. And the quality of a study depends on a lot of things, like the number of people in the study. Was it a double-blinded study? Did the researchers know who was in which group and who wasn't? All of these things, So you got to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. And when they come out with these things that the press picks up and they say, this is it, you know what?
Yeah, okay. I shall put his mind at rest because he has been worrying about it because in all the years since I've met him, in like 9 years, I'm the one up at 2 and 3 in the morning and he's the one that just has to crash at midnight and that's a late night for him. So that's good. I will let him know. My son has made an appearance at the doorway.
Oh, you're kidding.
So he has. We're doing a live Skype via YouTube live chat here. And can I help you, my darling?
I've got to go to the toilet. Mum, it's like 2:30 in the morning. You really ought to go to bed now.
Did you hear that? My son has come down because he woke up to go to the bathroom, and he has come down to inform me that it's like 2:30 in the morning and I really ought to go to bed now.
Just tell him that you're decreasing your risk of breast cancer by only getting 4 hours of sleep.
He's laughing. You heard it from a doctor.
I don't know. I think Alzheimer's would be even worse.
He thinks Alzheimer's would be even worse.
Well,
don't worry.
True
I'm
enough.
mad enough without that, yeah. So, am I keeping you awake?
No, I can't
No.
hear it from my room.
You can't hear it from your room.
Shut the
Do
door.
you want to come and say hello?
Is this live on YouTube with other people?
It's on a channel, only with Dr. Gilmore.
Still rather not.
28.
He's still rather not. No, he's still rather not. But yes, it could be watched by 7,500 people or something like that. But it probably won't be because it's nearly 3 hours long. Yeah, no, he's not going to say hello. Well, are you going back to bed then because you've got school in the morning?
Yeah. Are you going back to bed because you're taking me to school in the morning?
Away,
You
child.
need to be up to take me to school.
I will be up to take you to
Crying
school.
out loud, go to sleep.
Thank you, darling. Yes. Bye-bye. Night-night. Go and get some sleep. There he is. He's gone. What did I tell you? The most grown-up person in our household is our 16-year-old son. It's certainly not Wink or I.
I think that's wonderful.
That's really crazy.
That he
isn't
cares
it?
about you enough to come down to be sure you get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, he's sweet. He's endlessly wonderful. You will really enjoy meeting him. And he will really enjoy meeting you. I think you'll have a lot of fun. He's so interesting to talk to. So interesting to talk to. Honestly, he's just like a walking encyclopedia for a start. And he's really well read about so many subjects. It's just a joy to have a conversation with. I think you'll have a lot of fun. And I must do that thing that I said that you must do. I must put a date in my diary for when we're going to come back and see you guys.
Okay. I am looking at some lab numbers that I'm not familiar with. Your breakdowns are different. I'm not sure if that's 1.72 or 17.2. If it's the way the lab information is reported country to country is differently. I think that is micro units per ml, but I'm not entirely sure. But Janice, I'm sorry. I would have to find some kind of conversion to find out if it's 1.72, that's a good TSH. If it's a 17.2, it's too high, and that means your dose is too low. But your 0.465, if that's 4.65, blah blah blah. Am I still hyper? Is this 0.465 to 0.4680, or is that your reference level? Janice, see if you can help me a little bit here. I can help you answer, I think.
Give me 2 minutes.
All right.
I'll be back.
All right.
I'll be back.
So I sent Debs the number to my account on here. So she wants to try to get logged in, and if she can make it work on Skype, we'll see if we can add a third. It would be kind of interesting. I'm interested to see if that's possible. If it is, we will do it just to see what it looks like. This is such an interesting program. It's called eCam. Yeah. If that TSH, if that number, I'm going to agree with you, Kira. If that is a 172 on the same scale that I'm used to looking at, that would be extremely hypothyroid. But if it is a 1.72, then it's not. And so that might be the difference between what we usually look at. Let me see if I can get some information on how these are usually reported over there versus here. So TSH levels. Yeah. So okay. So micro unit per liter is what we usually use, and that doesn't look like a micro unit per liter. That looks like a international unit or maybe a micro unit per ml. So if so, that's probably okay. Milli versus micro is 3. So that may be okay. So I'm still, I'm not 100%, but I think that we're talking about the difference between micro and milliliters. And if it's micro, then that is probably okay. If it is what I'm used to seeing, which we use a different scale, that may be okay too. So hard to say. You got well over 200, couldn't even get out of bed. Your voice was hoarse and tongue swollen. Yeah, so 200 for a TSH on the scale that I'm used to seeing here in the United States would be a very hypothyroidism, a very hypothyroid person. So sometimes we have to be careful in these with these numbers because they may not mean what we think they mean. So I think we're going to get a call here in a second from Debs and let her see if we can add her in, because I think we can add as many as 4.
Oh my goodness, that's loads.
I think we can have 4 squares.
4 squares. I'm going to have to figure out this software tomorrow.
And then we could get 9 or something. We could do the Brady Bunch show.
Excellent. Da, da, da.
So I am waiting for Debs.
Come on, Debs! Da, 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 da. Send email.
So I accepted.
Oh, bye, Maureen. I missed that probably. I can't spell Maureen now.
Hi, Sherry V. Kira wants to be in, number 4. I think we should let Kira in. What do you think?
Kira is lovely.
I'm gonna give her my my Skype address.
Yay, Kira! Whoop whoop!
I'm just gonna put it on here.
See how it goes.
See if anybody can get through. Because I'm really interested in what options it'll give me with this eCam program. Gary,
Yeah.
we're just hanging out. We're just having fun. We don't really have any agenda. We're just talking about whatever comes up. And really, we've been at this way too long. And but we're having so much fun. We just really don't care.
As you can see, we're making it up as we go along.
There's that cough.
Yeah, there's that cough. That will be better soon.
I sure hope so. I am ready for it to be over.
Excellent. But then I'm all about positive energy. Yeah. As you know, you have to tell yourself to get rid of it now, and it will go as well with all your medication too. So I see it was daylight when you came in here through through the window of the barn door.
That's right.
And it's dark.
It's dark now. Yeah, it's 8:30.
It's still dark here. It'll be getting light here soon. I can hear my laugh cackling at the end, at your end, which is quite funny, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picks up little bits of it. Getting my surface out. What's that? Hang on. I'm looking at some more notes. Oh, getting your surface out. Oh, is that someone contacting you?
Let's see. No, but I sent Debs a message back, so she contacted, and I asked her if she could video call me, and she hasn't replied, so she may be having a little technical issue there.
Yeah, she's probably trying to do that.
Oh, Sherry, let me tell you what. You talked about steroids. When I had my neck surgery, they put me on high-dose dexamethasone, and I was the meanest doctor on the planet. I was 2 weeks of just sheer terror. When it was all over and I was finally off of those medicines, I had to buy the staff lunch. It was terrible. It really, whew.
Really? And what was that?
When I was on, after I had my surgery, I was on dexamethasone, which is a very potent corticosteroid, and it brought out an aggression. I was very aggressive. Just
Really?
everything. Oh, I was really mean. I had some patients really upset, and I had to call them later and apologize. But I really, it was just part of the medication. I mean,
Yeah.
I went back and I looked over all my charts. I made great medical decisions, at least in my opinion. Okay. But I just wasn't very friendly.
Yeah.
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 Well, I guess that happens.
Yeah. Well, it's important when you're when they operate on your neck, and as you know, swelling is an issue, and especially in this area of the body. And you got the vocal cords in there, you've got the trachea, you've got the esophagus, you got all the big arteries of the neck, and everything all coming together in a spot. And if you get a big swelling that happens, you're in trouble fast.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I was mean, and I was actually very upset about it a few times because it sort of happened pretty quickly where I snapped, and I'm just not that way. I'm not that kind of person. I like to really, I like to love on my patients a lot. So
Yeah.
just not just out of character, and they forgave me. They love me, so I'm fortunate to have forgiving, wonderful patients.
Oh, that's good. But it just goes to show you how your mind can be affected by things that go in your body.
Well, we hear about roid rage out there with athletes that are on anabolic steroids, and they do crazy things. They do. They break things. They abuse their spouses, and a lot of it is because they're on these testosterone related products. And they can be very dangerous. And I have had patients in the past who've taken even short courses of corticosteroids, glucocorticoids, which is what I just took. They're not anabolic steroids by any stretch of the imagination, but they can really affect your personality. Yeah. Deb, are you having trouble? Are you able to dial me? You should be able, if you have if you see me live, you should be able to click on me and then click the call button. I see you're live there. I can try to call you, I think.
I had to call you.
Yeah, you had to call me to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll have to call me next Monday night.
Which is interesting. I don't think I can have another outgoing call, but I'm not sure.
You put no down. What's no to?
Did I put no?
No, she's put no. What question did you ask her?
If she could,
are you having trouble calling? And she's got no. Or have you tried to call?
Oh, no. I asked her if she could video call me.
Oh, she can't.
Okay, chat visible. Enjoy conversation link. Group settings to... So let me just see. It may not be possible for me to call out. I may be able to receive a call though. Calls. Oh, wait, hang on a second here.
Because you're on a call with me basically at the moment, aren't you?
Right, right. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a call going into her. She's not answering. I'll try again. Let's try it again here. This is exciting. It's making a lot of noise. Okay, so for whatever reason, she's not answering. I think she's going to have to try to call me this time. So Debs, try calling me. Click on the little picture of the phone, and then it'll pop up a picture of a video camera, and that's the one you click. At least I think. Yeah. We're coming up on 3 hours. We're going to make it. We need to do a telethon, Sue. Are you with me? I think I lost her. I think I just hung up on her. Oh, so mean. I think Sue is frozen. That's what I get for messing around with it, right? Oh, she's still showing on here for me. I still have you. Can you see me?
Hey, there you are. I was on hold.
Okay.
It said call on hold, and I think someone said I got frozen.
Yeah, you're okay now. So now I feel like I need to see if we can get a third person in, just for our reference for the future. Could make for some interesting conversations, you know. Especially if we could get Wink in there, right? We get the Wink and the DW, and we can talk some stories now, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we can. But what happens on the boat stays on the boat.
Well, you know, that's.
Did you not say that? Sorry, couldn't resist. As you can see, I've got no self-discipline. I can't resist lots of things.
Okay, does anybody else have Skype? Trying on your phone. Yeah. Okay, you can try that.
He's trying on the phone.
I think if you try with a phone, I think it tries to charge. Yeah, get the DW. If you use a phone, I think it tries to charge you money. But I'm not sure. Okay,
It's an internet call. It doesn't, does it?
I think if you use the little address they give you, I think it's okay then. So, okay, I'm waiting for a message now from Kira.
Well, I do hope I'm not making a 2.5 hour call to the States on Skype.
There's no charge on Skype. No, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Other than the standard $300 an hour, of course.
Of course. Apart from that one, there's nothing, so that's fine. I like Zoom chats. They're fun. Yeah, Zoom is quite good. I wonder if we can do it with Zoom. Does this new program...
Well, this program doesn't recognize Zoom, so...
Okay, that's cool.
No.
This worked really well.
I have a person named Keegan that's showing up. She was one of the producers that wanted to talk to me about doing a TV show, but she's the only one.
Whoa.
I've had a couple of those that I've done reels for, but I'm not putting a lot of... Kira, did you send it to that little address I put up? Let me try it again.
She wants you to, Kiri wants you to
accept
her call.
But I'm not getting the message. Calls.
WB. Sherry, lots of DWs there from Sherry with exclamation marks.
Oh, I think she's fantastic.
How are your ginger snap twins?
They're awesome.
Are they?
They're awesome as always. The DW's been with me all day, all week. She was with me Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And Gumby Jean's neurosurgeon released her only to work 2 hours at a time. So she's going to have to wait another week to come back. So it'll be next week after the 7th, and then she'll be able to work the half days that I do on Wednesdays and Fridays. So she'll kind of ease back into it. And but I'm not getting any messages, guys. So if you've sent me a contact request for some reason, it's not come through. So I don't know why.
Yeah. So, but I know Kerry has, but I don't know.
People, groups, and messages.
Debs, I am here, she says.
Kira, you're not okay. So Kira, if you'll give me yours, I want to try to plug it in from my end. If you don't mind doing that, you can email it to me if you want. If you don't want it to be on there for everybody, I understand.
Give me a sec.
Okay, so Karen, you asked why couldn't cortisone shots should we take care? If you do too many cortisone shots, what cortisone does is it actually weakens the connective tissue in the joint. And by using too many cortisone shots, you take away all the pain and you leave yourself at risk for furthering an injury. The other thing is too much cortisone or like oral prednisone, methylprednisolone like I just took. If you take it too much, it can lead to hyperglycemia. It can lead to cataracts. It can also contribute to diabetes. And yes, cortisone does erode bone mass as well. Hi, Janice. That's sweet of you to say. Thank you.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hi, Janice. Mwah. How you doing, darling?
I'm going to try to call...
Kira's sent her contact for you.
Okay. Let me get out of here and go back over and see if I can...
Like just hanging out together, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I am too.
Sorry, I'm putting it up on here. Oh, wait, I'm getting an incoming call.
Woo-hoo!
Let's see who this is.
Hey, I see you.
You see me. Let me get out of here and go back over and see if I can...
Like just hanging out together, isn't it?
Is this
Yeah,
Kira?
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I am too.
Are you Kira?
Sorry, I'm putting it up on here. Oh, wait, I'm getting an incoming call.
Okay. I think
Let's see who
it's
this
Kira.
is.
Hey,
Now.
I see you.
You see me?
Oh, we got
I see
Debs.
you.
Okay, we got Debs.
Here, and go back over and see if I can...
Like just hanging out together, isn't it?
Is this Kira?
No, we got Debs, but we lost Sue.
Are you Kira?
I have to shut one down. I had too much echo.
Hang on. We should be able to get another screen. Well, source. No, we don't want to do that. Camera. So, well, how are you?
I'm good.
I think we just I think we chopped out Sue. She's going to sit on the sidelines.
Oh no. Yeah, at least I finally did it.
Yeah, so we know we can do this. I'm trying some different settings here. But the pictures that I
Okay.
saw was that we should be able to have as many as 4. No, that's not it. Hang loose here. New technology, folks. Lots of fun, entertainment. Let me check. Let me check to see if we knocked her off of Skype. Is what we did. I wonder.
Okay.
No, it shows Sue's still on Skype. I still see you. Oh, resume call. So
Hello.
you're back.
I'm back. I saw Debbie briefly.
Yeah. So okay. So what's happening is it's not letting me have both of you. I don't think. So let me see overlays. I got Kira screenshot.
I wonder if it's to do with. No, I don't know. Because I've called you.
Right.
Well, I wonder if
Well,
they
she
need to
called
call
me
me.
too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So it may just take a little bit of tinkering around to figure this out.
On my screen, on my
Yeah.
phone screen,
Yeah.
it goes blank and it goes on hold and it's got the pause, the pause symbol. But there's a plus button. Oh, that's always there. There's a plus button at the bottom of the call, and I wondered if I should press anything, and then I thought it might cut me off, so I thought I wouldn't press anything. If in doubt, leave alone.
Excuse me. Well, Debs, I feel bad here. I am looking and looking. Edit, copy. I know we're supposed to be. I wonder if it, since we're using a trial version, if it only allows us to do 2.
That could be, yeah. That could be the reason. Actually, you could have hit that on the head there.
Let me see if
Let's have a look.
if I lost her. Is she still on or not?
Oh yeah, because maybe you can toggle between calls.
Let's see. This is all kind of fun exploring this technology together. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, missed call. That's interesting. Hmm. You're here, Sue, but you're on hold. Someone is calling. Both on hold. All right, so we're going to go back to Kira and see what we can do here. So you should be unfrozen now. I think I figured that part out.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
My Winx Mac hasn't got the right version of OS to actually download this eCam.
Yeah.
Can you update the version of your? Can you update the version of your iOS on a?
I recently did, like a day or two ago. So I'm on the top line there.
Right. Okay. So it's not. That's not exclusive to iPhones and iPads. I've never had a Mac before, and I've never updated the iOS. So it works just like an iPhone, does it? You can update the version that it's running. I'll do that then.
Okay.
I'll have to look that up though. How do I update? How do I update this? I suppose that isn't it. It's not like, it doesn't give me a thing, does it? Right. It's funny, every time you put me on hold, they're like, oh no, Sue's gone.
I know it. Shame on me. I'm not trying to
bless
do
you,
that.
you're all so lovely. Yeah, my phone isn't a big deal. Yeah, we can work it all out another time.
I think we're going to have to. There may be, it clearly shows in the previews that, 4 people, in square. And, so I think we can figure it out. We'll get it. Just not tonight.
Not tonight, Josephine.
Yeah, I've had a great time. So next time we do this, if we haven't figured out how to add more people, we'll do it and we'll broadcast it on your channel.
Yeah, that'd be cool because
yeah,
we went live and did an unboxing of cigar bits that Wink opened because he was super excited. And we said that we thought we'd found a way to do this, so we should be broadcasting. So I gave them all the time. So a lot of my lovelies will be looking forward to that. So I'll let them know that we couldn't work it, so we did it on your channel, but we'll, rendezvous on Monday.
Yeah. And
that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't think it'll be that much. The only difference between what we're doing now and in doing that would be just changing the address and password to your YouTube account, and so it would just go live right in over there. So, and that's fine. Yeah, be your turn.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I'll work out how to update this Mac and get that on, and then we'll do a little bit of research and find out if it's to do with the trial version. But that'll be really good. So are all you guys game on for coming on Monday at 6 o'clock, your US time? It's 6 o'clock, wasn't it, for you? Midnight UK time? I'm sure they would. Yeah, I know. Wink can't wait to see the guitar as well. I think he's going to learn to play it, and he's talking about setting up a new band. So, yeah, very exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think, I think we haven't got them all yet. We're just waiting for Leanne is sending Wink a cigar box.
I have like a dozen of them. You guys could have taken a couple back.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I collect cigar boxes.
Oh my goodness, do you?
Oh yeah, I probably have 50 of them. I love them. I use them for everything. I store all kinds of things in cigar boxes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, you are a bit of a collector of things, aren't you?
I do seem to do that, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Excellent. Yeah, 8 p.m. So that would be 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. there now, Karen. You were too sick. Sure, I just hate it so late.
So do we want to do 8 p.m.?
I know it's late for me, but I'm a late night bird, Dee. Don't worry.
Do you want to do it at 6 o'clock my time, midnight your time again next time?
Yeah, that seems like a good time. Okay. I mean, a lot of people hopped on.
Okay. Yeah, good time.
Yeah, that'd be really good. And there'll be lots of other people that probably follow your main channel that don't know about this channel.
Yeah.
Every time I seem to pop up live, we have kind of...
Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute.
90, 200 people on, so it's going to be very busy.
Hang on. Do you want to do it at 6 o'clock my time, midnight your time again next time?
Yeah, that seems like a good time. I mean, a lot of people popped up.
You're on.
Yeah, good. And there'll be lots of other people that probably follow your main channel that don't know about this channel.
You just bumped Sue. That's awesome. I love it.
Oh my
goodness. Wait a minute.
90, 200 people on, so it's going to be very busy.
That's cute.
Hang on.
Hi, Kira.
6 o'clock my time, midnight your time again next time?
Yeah, that seems like a good time.
Okay, so the issue is what we're going to have to figure out how to do is to get everybody on the same time because we got Sue bumped and I cannot find an option.
Oh no!
To change this.
Sue.
This is so frustrating.
Oh no!
Oh goodness.
Hi everyone. Okay. Well, we need to try and get Sue back because this was her thing, not mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We got Sue bumped, and I cannot find an option.
Oh no!
Change this.
Sue.
This is so frustrating.
This is actually turning into a kind of a comedy of errors.
Oh goodness.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Kira.
Okay. Well, we need to try and get Sue back because this was her thing, not mine.
Oh, I know, but it's still nice to do.
We got Sue bumped, and I cannot find an option.
Oh no!
Change this.
Sue.
So frustrating.
This is actually turning into a kind of a comedy of errors.
Oh goodness.
Hi everyone.
Yay! I saw that.
You got back, didn't you?
Yeah, I got back. Yeah, I'm back.
That's pretty funny. I'm going to go ahead and register this software, and maybe it'll give me more options. That's what I'm thinking. You know.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it will.
Yeah.
You could probably frequently asked questions probably tell you.
Yeah, and because in the videos that I watched, it showed that they had as many as 4. So I think it'd be more fun if we get more people. I think that you need to go to bed.
I think I do. It
and
is
I've had a
5
wonderful
minutes
time.
past the bewitching hour of 3. I've had to have an extra meal because obviously I've been up a lot of hours for my dinner some 6 hours ago.
Yep.
Yeah, so it has been fantastic. It's been really nice to I feel like I've hung out with you for the evening.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, it has been fun, hasn't it?
Next time
and thank you to all your lovelies for being on and all the lovely questions and all the funny comments and, sticking with us. They're all coming off now, aren't they? Because they know we're going.
Well,
love to you. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you. I think it'd be riotous if we could get, 4 of us and just chat away and debate everything. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
That would be really fantastic. Definitely.
Right. I promise to keep working on the technology end of this and see what I can figure out. And
excellent. I'm going to work on the technology at my end to sort out getting some of your videos up for the Meta 7. So we've both got some technical tasks.
And you'll be hearing from the DW tomorrow on what her best estimates are with different carriers for sending out by the case. So we're on it.
Excellent, fantastic, and I'll look out for her UPS package.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Because I reckon that should be here by now. It was in the UK on the 6th, so I'm wondering why it's not here yet.
Well.
But anyway, we shall see.
Right.
We haven't been notified or anything else. So anyway, it's been fantastic.
All right. Good night, and good night to
shall
everybody
see you
that played
Monday
along
night.
with us. Great fun.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
fun.
it's been really great fun. So I'm going to try and get a hold of Dr. Patel tomorrow.
Okay.
Because he said he would come online when, and be with Wink when he cut the stitches. If we can't get a hold of him, are you going to be around? Maybe we could do it with you if he's not around. I think Wink would be more comfortable.
Sure. Yeah. Tomorrow, if you want to do it tomorrow, I should have a shorter day, so we could go a little bit earlier even.
Okay.
That would be one we could do like this, and we would just broadcast it on your channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Yeah, cool. Fantastic.
All right.
All right, then. Lots of love.
All right.
Bye,
Lots of love to you
everybody.
too. And good night, everybody. And we're logging off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.